But yeah, sorry, dude. We're just quickly sorting out some stuff here on the stream side. So we'll be with you now, and welcome. Welcome.
Is it going to be on your guys' YouTube channel or Twitch?
It's going to be on the RaceFace.Pro YouTube channel. We're just trying to sort it out quickly because I don't know, YouTube is stupid. Because it was working now all of a sudden, like, it's just not, I'm not able to access the stream itself. Okay, I found the stream. Okay, I sorted.
Sweet, Drone, can you just go back in your menu quick? Okay, sweet. Yeah, it's quick. I just wanted to see from my end here. What is the spectator password? Yeah, sweet. Sweet chocolate. What's up, guys? It's your boy G-Max coming at you for the RaceFace 3-hour Spa Invitational. Blah, blah, blah. Testing. Sweet. Okay, sweet. Can you just pop me a link to what the actual Twitch or the stream link is, and I can just share it on my socials?
I'll send it to you now.
Hi guys, the survey's up.
I'm just gonna be sorting out the thumbnail, man. Send you the link now.
That's all good. And also just that teams list, Sushi, that you said you had for me.
Hold it now.
Thanks, brother.
Stream looks sent. Send it to your DMs.
Okay, sweet. I just need to just sort out my dogs and cats and stuff. So we'll. I mean, there's still. How long is this quali? Is it 24 minutes, right? Like left.
Yes.
Cool. We only want to go live like probably sort of 10 minutes down. What's the end of quali? Or is he live on your?
It's currently running right now. We are gonna stream the qualifier just to, get that warmed up. But you don't need to officially stream to cast. We will only cast it like proper from 1 o'clock.
Okay, cool. I mean, I will be ready. I've got everything set up my side. I've got all my filter times up here. So I am pretty much ready from my side from 1 o'clock. If do I understand it right? Yeah. Yeah, let me just go sort out my life quick. I just want to share all these links quick.
Welcome everybody to today's race. I am Shushibushi and you are currently watching RaceFace by Endurance Race. Brought to you by RaceFace and Eagle Media. I hope everyone's having a lovely day. As you can see currently on the screen, we are doing the qualifiers. There is a total of 20 minutes left for the qualifiers. So please sit back and just relax and enjoy the racing. Try to see who's your favorite, who you want to keep an eye out for. And the official race will be starting at 1 p.m. South African time. That's African Central. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the qualifiers. We'll be with you guys shortly. For those currently sitting in chat, feel free to type there in chat who you think, what numbers, who is looking, who's gonna be your number one vote, who you want to see win. Currently seeing here in chat, we want a Zintax for the win. Well, his team, as Wimpy says there. As we can see here in chat, Bruno coming with that TK. Nice man, haha. Shout out for JC and myself. As you can see, he is on one of the races. And Wimpy coming in the clutch with the go, Carl, go. We are currently at the 15 minutes mark. So in other words, these races have 15 minutes more to go to qualify.
Hey, what's up, Sushi? It's a boy
Hey.
G-Max.
It's the one, the only, it's a G-Max.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, well, 16 minutes of quali on my side, now 15 minutes. Pretty much now time to start putting those lap times in, you know, making them count. You're looking at 2 minutes, sort of 20 seconds around Spa. Anything under that is good. Over that, you may be a little bit off the pace, but 2 minutes 20, 221, 222s, those are all going to be great race pace. We're not looking at a sprint here. We know that it's an endurance race, 3 hours long. So a lot of time for to make or break positions. And I think it's going to come down to, we saw it in the Discord a little bit of the chat. There's not going to be a fastest car. It's just going to be who can be the most consistent here and who can manage their pit stops and their tires and make sure that they're running the right fuel loads for the race.
Yeah, just to make a correction there, with the South African grid load shedding, we are cutting this race down by half an hour, sadly, because there are a few races that are going off at 4 o'clock. Shout out to them, but at least they can race before the power goes out.
Okay, so it's a 2 hour, 30 minutes.
That's correct.
Okay, so 2 hours, 30 minutes, still plenty of time for this to be an endurance race. And I mean, we do have driver swaps. So we've got 2-man teams. We've got a whole bunch of solo drivers as well. To be honest, I think it's going to be quite difficult for the 2-man teams here, because at least when you're racing as a solo team, the whole race is in your control, right? When you've got 2 drivers, there's another factor, and that factor is your other driver. So you might have someone that's struggling here, and you might have someone that's just finding the pace. They might both be on the rhythm, and that's what you really want to find. I mean, currently in our qualifying session has it was just Hrabda jumping back to the pits. I wanted to just say Hrabda's sitting at the top of the qualifying leaderboard, so he'll be starting on pole position unless anyone wants to come and top that. Looks like Mark van Rensburg looks like he wants to do that. He's racing for what team? JTT Racing versus who's JC's team?
JC's team.
Silverback racer, Silverback Racing. So
Yeah.
that silver AMG that you see just flying around here, that will be piloted by Brufro and JC Throbler. So that's going to be
that's number 88. Number 88.
Yeah, they for me that's a car to keep an eye on. There is another car that I would also like to keep an eye out for, and that would obviously be that 420 Bentley Continental, of course, being so close behind that qualifying time, some quick times coming out, and I think these two are going to be, they're going to be neck and neck, especially through the starts, and that's where it comes down to at Spa. The opening lap is pretty critical. I mean, you're going to have all of these cars on the grid, right? And all of these cars on the grid means that, unfortunately, you got a lot of traffic to deal with. You got to go through Eau Rouge and Radio corners, side by side with other cars, maybe giving each other a little bit of space, just to keep your race intact. You touch someone else, you take out them, you take out yourself. It's a lose-lose situation. So hopefully some clean racing going to come out. Guys going to give each other enough space here. It is an endurance race. If you've got a faster car behind, defending for 3 hours or 2 hours 30 minutes is going to be pretty challenging. You might want to not force yourself into that driver error position and just let him through, get yourself into a rhythm. Endurance racing is different to sprint racing altogether.
So tell me, G-Max, from my side, how do these races accumulate points? What is the goal? What are they trying to achieve in this race? How do I know someone is winning? Is it just the fastest lap time? Is it just
no? So obviously in qualifying at the moment, it's the quickest lap time. This is just to get yourself your position on the grid. So where you want to start out. Basically, you want to be at the front or right at the back. Pretty much, mid-pack is going to be interesting. You're going to see why when the race starts, because of how many positions you can make up. If you're starting in the front couple of positions or nearer the back, it is quite easy to make up positions when guys make errors in the start. It's intense. So when it comes to the actual race, though, the car that's winning is the car that's done the most laps and is in front of the other cars. So you'll see as they go, they'll accumulate laps. The faster guys will catch up to the slower guys. The slower guys will get blue flags eventually, which means that you must let the faster car behind you come past and they'll get lapped. So at the end of the day, it's whoever finishes, crosses the line after the 2 hour, 30-minute mark passes. If they're on their final lap, it will tell you final lap. The first car to finish is the winner. It's a race.
Oh, that's extremely exciting, and that's a full 2 hours and 30 minutes that these guys have to just race it out and try to be at the top. Would you say the start of the race is like crucial to the entire race?
I think getting away cleanly without damage is crucial. I don't think that anything in the first 2 laps matters at all for what's going to happen towards the end of the race. Of course, you do want to keep your pace up and keep with the guys, but there's no need for dive bombing into corners in the opening couple of laps. So hopefully everybody sort of spreads themselves out and gives themselves the room, because at the end of the day, you've got a long stint here. You've got to swap drivers. You've got to go into the pits. It's not going to be easy. I promise you now, it's not going to be easy. And that's what endurance racing is about. It's about consistency, keeping the car together, managing your tires. You don't want to eat through your tires in the opening couple of laps and find that 15 laps in before you've even, wanting to do a driver change because of your fuel load that you've predicted. Now you have no tires left because you've driven hard. Like you were driving a 15-lap sprint. So it is going to be about being easy on the throttle, being easy on the accelerator, and making sure that you just kind of tracking around and following what you want to, see at the end of the day, which is just consistency. And JC Throbler here in this beautiful-looking silverback racing AMG. The Mercedes here looking very, very strong, but the Bentley just off the pace behind it. So like you can see, it's neck and neck, and then just down the road there will be Paul Gaber. He's driving for TTHZA number 1. They've got 2 teams registered here, but they're both racing solo in Aston Martin. So they're not here spreading or sharing a stint. They've just got 2 solo teams entered.
Yeah, so they were originally going to race together, but then now with, of course, once again, the load shedding, they decided, you know what, let's make this fun, let's make this a good race, let's have more cars on the track, and they decided to split up and be opponents today. So let's see if they can be competitive for one another.
Yeah, I think in racing, your biggest competitor is actually your teammate. I mean, when you're fighting in a team, the team wants to keep the strongest drivers they can representing them, right? So you're racing against not just yourself, but against whoever your teammate is normally in single racing. So they're kind of fighting against each other. Whereas in a shared car, you're sharing a setup, you're jumping in, you're relying on your teammate to not bin it and damage the car up. Because as much as you can repair these cars, it still feels like a broken car to some extent. As much as like the little pit crew can go and like hammer out some of the damaged bodywork and repair some of your aero according to the pit stop, the car never quite feels like it started the race. So yeah, you wanna rely on your teammate a lot here, and there's gonna be pressure from your teammate there, just keeping you calm, keeping you cool-headed all the time.
All right, so we are closing into the 5-minute marker now. For 7 minutes, I do apologize. It seems like my time is a bit ahead. Oh, I do apologize. Yeah, my time was a bit off there. Yes, we're getting closer to the 5-minute mark now for the qualifier. So they are getting closer to that last 5 minutes. G-Max, do you say these currently the times could change? Someone could get a better spot in these upcoming 5 or 6 minutes now?
Of course. I mean, there's still 6 minutes left. You've still got at least 2 laps. 3 if you really push it around, and you won't have 3. You can do 2 laps still, so things could change up. It doesn't look like they're going to be contested based on the pace that we've seen, but currently Chris de Vet is currently up on his lap time, car number 97. So if you want to jump over to car number 97 on the stream side, we'll be able to, there we go, Chris de Vet. So he is currently up on his lap time, it looks like. His last best was a 219.34, so sub that 220 mark, which is quick, it's good. He might be able to jump himself up ahead of Alaric Enslin, who's currently sitting in, oh no, something has gone wrong on my timing board here. It's Paul Gaber that's in 3rd, so let's just see if he can jump himself up. Chris gonna cross the line, does up his time, and goes ahead with a 218.6, so currently pole position. So you're asked, can it happen? And there we go, it can happen.
Oh, perfect. That was brilliant timing.
So Chris de Vet now with a 218.68, with JC Grobler with a 218.897, and then Mark van Rensburg with a 218.960. So just 10ths separate them. 2 tenths, or almost 3 tenths between 1st and 2nd, and then just that marginal little gap between 2nd and 3rd. So just ultimate pace, and Aston Martin gonna come ahead here and trump the leaderboard.
Wow. So G-Max, as someone that does not watch enough racing, I'm going to say enough, but how, for people that don't watch, people that are just tuning in now, or people don't really understand the racing, how much seconds do you want to be ahead of your opponents? When you're first, how far is enough of a lead?
There's never such thing as enough of a lead. I mean, you'll feel the pressure if a driver behind you is a second behind you or less than a second. That's when they're hunting you down. Keeping a gap, anything behind you is great, and you'll see defensive driving coming out. you'll have a quicker driver behind you. You might have sections that you're faster, slower. You'll have to defend against them. So still riding on board with our pole sitter, Chris de Vet, at the moment. Nice little view from the back of his Ferrari, which is basically what we'll see when we get to the grid, as he's going to start in pole.
Now, G-Max, on this track, what areas are going to be a slippery slope if there are too many drivers on there, or where would you say on this track is more likely for someone to slip up?
I would definitely say that Radio Au Rouge, which is T345, turns 345. You'll see we'll go on board here with Chris. I'll show you why. We'll actually do a lap on board. I'll show you some of the corners here. So Chris, car number 97, if we can just switch to his on board. There we go. So Chris now going to come down, start finish straight. Here he goes through Au Rouge and Radio, and you just see that uphill, and it's a difficult struggle to keep the car. You want to go as flat as possible through there. And for him, he's going to just be keeping the speed now down the Kemmel Straight before coming up to T789, which is also quite difficult. You're coming from full speed. You got to manage that braking. You don't want to lock up. Come through, navigate it, slow in, fast out. That's how it works. And you just, there we go, going through T9, which is the Lacombes, and now coming down to Brussels, which is T9 or T10, should I say. And also a difficult, not a section you can really make overtakes, but if someone runs wide and you can go inside, you can make up positions. Going through T11 there, it's difficult. You have to not run wide. It's very hard not to. And then this is a fast section. You just gear down and you get back on the power as quick as you can. And then you just hold it, and power your way through. A good exit through there means that you get a nice little run through to these next corners, T13 and 14 through campus. And then you get a good right-hander coming up. So you want to set yourself up on the outside here and then go inside through T15. And then it's back on the power as early as possible and try and take this as flat as you can, because there's a lot of speed to be made up, and it's difficult to manage the understeer. And you saw Chris struggling there to keep it in the track, and it's just flat now. And you'll see this corner here also can catch people out. You want to go wide and then come back in and just keep your foot on that power, keep the car gripping down on the track before you come down to bus stop. Bus stop chicane, always going to be difficult, hard on the brakes. You see it narrows out, really closes drivers out, and Chris going to go back into the pits there. So that was basically a lap 3 Spa.
Oh. That I see a lot of places where we might see someone slip up. That is a very powerful track.
Yeah, Spa, definitely one of the iconic racing circuits, and really any track that has massive amounts of elevation really makes for a great racing circuit, and Spa has all of that. High speed corners, low speed corners, really gives you a full experience of all of them. So quali's done. We can run through the grid order basically here. It's going to be Chris de Vet starting up at the top, followed up by who's M. van Rensburg? Mark van Rensburg. Sorry, I'm going to learn the names as we go. You're going to learn with me. JC Grubber starts third, so he was topped by Mark right at the end there in the Bentley. Then we've got Paul Gaber, followed up by Arno Versace in fifth. So that front grid is going to be interesting. Etienne Kleb going to start sixth. We've got what team is driving that BMW? I haven't seen a BMW being picked in a while, and it looks like the only one in the field. So I'm disappointed to see we don't have more Porsches. We have a boatload of Ferraris. Then we've got Bentleys, one lone Vantage, two Vantages, one lone M6, and then an Audi as well down in 13th. So really Mr. Tablanche starting 9th. Then we got Smith in 10th, Hill in 11th, De Goede in 12th. And I apologize in advance if I destroy Afrikaans surnames. I have a I don't know if you want to say.
As an Afrikaans man, I'll give you the pass. I'll give you
Thank
the
you.
slide. Yeah, it's
You
okay.
can teach me. How do I say
Yes.
Mr. De Goede's name?
Mr. De Goede. Ooh, De Goede. Is
De
it De Goede?
Goede. De Goede.
Goede.
Okay. Okay.
I could also be incorrect.
Well, you know, it could happen. So
that's not a common name, so
No. Okay, so I'm off the hook for that one. We're about to go live for the race. I can tell you that now. Quali's done. Drivers will be loading up their first stint setup. So the driver that finished quali now will be starting the race. So these will be the drivers that will be piloting the cars. You want to, I mean, it could be a strat, right? You put your safe driver in now to do your quali, or you put your fast driver in now to get you to the sort of the front. You got to remember that your most aggressive fast driver might struggle with the traffic at the beginning. So it really comes down to that strategy game. You need to manage your team if you got a teammate. If you're solo, you know, like I said, I think they've got it a little bit easier when it comes to just driving it around. And I think we can see that the Ferrari there just looking a little bit off the pace to all the other cars. I don't want to say that all those drivers are just slow. I just want to say that it's interesting that all the Ferraris are bunched together in the 221s. Then we got a 224 and a 225. So, you know, maybe that's the time that a Ferrari does around Spa. It all comes down to how you manage it in the 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I must say it's very interesting to see the Ferraris are all grouping up there. Very, very interesting to see that. All right, we see people going in chat now, giving their good lucks, have fun. Everyone that's spectating.
I even added mine, and you know, just because everybody's there, they need to know that all the good lucks are there. It's difficult. I'm telling you, you're gonna see something quite incredible today, and especially if these guys start. Oh, we're on the grid. We're on the grid. 1 minute countdown.
Ooh.
So formation lap to start things off. Guys will be. Is there a formation lap for this? We'll see I think they are going to do a formation lap to start things off, or it could be the first corner formation. Need to just see. I didn't quite see what it was in the race rules, so we're going to learn and we'll see as we go. Car's going to be starting up from 30 seconds. You can get into your car and start it up. You do want to make sure you have clicked on drive in your driver menu. Otherwise, it will discard your qualifying position and make you start from the pits. It basically thinks that you're not there. It doesn't want to leave a car stationary on the grid. And we're about to get going. We'll see the pull-off of our cars. Yeah, so there's going to be a formation lap starting off here. Chris de Vet going to be leading things away. And you'll see, hopefully the guys give each other the space that they'll need. Just look how many cars are on this grid as we look down, as they come around that start-finish straight, heading down towards Eau Rouge and Kemmel. There's just going to be plenty of cars. We can even switch over to sort of like the heli cams and things as well. Okay, so the race start has started, so it's not a full formation lap. They are going to be going from the green light go now. And we're live here at Spa. So going through Eau Rouge Radio, looks like Mr. de Vet getting away first, Van Rensburg second. And look at that change in position. Who started the race there for... I'm trying to follow the names here. I can't quite see who's driving this car number 3. If we can jump over to position 3. Sorry, car number 88. Oh, that's Bruno and JC Krobler. Okay, so there we go. It was showing a completely weird name there for some reason. It is going to be JC that was starting. JC going to be having a look down the inside of Engelbrecht. Oh, they are going to go side by side through here. And that's a nice overtake done by Krobler. Capitalized on the running wide there from Engelbrecht. And you just see a bunch starting to form up at the back behind de Vet, who got a nice start there, managed to bunch the pack up and shoot himself ahead of all of this traffic. Down at the back, there's going to be a change of positions throughout this whole first lap. So we can jump back and see some of those battles. I think if we can jump onto car number 94. So there we go. Arno Fasaki here in his Bentley trying to pilot things around. He's got Krobler in front of him and he's got Gabe behind him. Trying to close down the gap. Oh, he's going to get very close. Oh, there's going to be a
collision.
contact and a spin off. And that's going to send Engelbrecht down into the dirt. Now, car number 420 going to have to rejoin. Going to have a steward's inquiry into what happened there. Looked like a bit of a dive bomb coming down. And, oh, yeah, that's it's actually going to be Mark van Rensburg in the car. Sorry, it was showing the wrong driver name again there. So Mark van Rensburg going to get spun around, drops down to P8 as we go over the start-finish straight soon for Mr. De Wet. There we go. Starts the second lap. It'll be first for De Wet, second for Grobler, third for Gabe. And Fasaki's just made a pass. Oh, it looks like if we can jump to car number 55. Car number 55's made a mistake somewhere. He's dropped all the way down to 8th position now, Sushi.
Oh, so definitely somewhere mistake that was made in the track. Definitely slowing him down. That's a big fall.
Yeah, I think he lost 3 or 4 positions there, so going to shift things up the order. Hill going to take 5th position. Grobler, he's dropped. Is that... Well, now we have 2... Yeah, so the timing board is definitely showing some weird things here. So number 15 should be... D Gabe, if we cross over to him. Oh, another Ferrari off there. Who's dropping down the order now? Was that Gabe that dropped down? Car number 15?
Gabe just dropped to 9.
Oh, and
now 10th.
And well, I mean, D Gabe is currently sitting in 14th. He's yeah, it's D Gabe. We got the first Gabe, and then we've got our second Gabe. So they've both dropped down the order, sitting in 11th and 14th at the moment.
Currently, car number 420 is not van Rensburg, it is Engelbrecht driving.
Okay, so it is Engelbrecht driving car number 420.
Which has fallen to dead last currently.
Really struggling there. And who's behind here? Is that there's another Ferrari. Is that a Ferrari? No, it's De Wet. Is De Wet coming to lap these guys? Please switch to car number 97. No, he wasn't. Okay, so it was a different livery. It was definitely just another glitch in the broadcasting screen there for us. Still De Wet's up front, Grobler second, Fasaki third, Hill fourth, Grobler fifth. Oh, sorry, who's the car number 15? It keeps changing out, so it is fifth with Johan Grobler. Okay, so Johan Grobler there. Johan Grobler doing great work there in his Ferrari. 5th position currently. Also going to be starting to just close down that gap to Hill in front of him. You see him getting right behind now. Following on to Hill, we'll see how they get. You saw Grobler's run down there, down the straight. Gave him a nice little bit of speed. He doesn't want to get too close here. Wants to just follow through Oru Rajiel as closely and safely as possible to get a nice run down Kemmel. Will have the slipstream advantage, so the car following has a nice air advantage when tacking behind. You'll see him closing the gap, closing the gap, closing the gap. Not going to be close enough. Oh, he's going to get late on the brakes. Going to try and make a move here, keeping it clean, forcing his competitor to stay inside. And it looks like going to make the move here. Not quite done it yet. They're still going to go side by side now. This is beautiful racing from the Ferrari boys. Hill and Grobler going side by side. Once again, inside line for Grobler. Going to force Hill around the outside again. Now it will be a place where Hill has to make the decision. Does he tuck in behind? And he does. Grobler going to make a great move there on Hill.
Wow, that was very intense. For a moment there, I really did think that we were going to go into one another, but that was so clean driving from both of them.
Beautiful driving, giving each other enough room coming into the corners. And like I said to you, the first couple of laps are really not what makes or breaks this race. It's really, well, it could if you bin it and ruin your car, but it's really about just managing. And it looks like Gab are going to be jumping into the pits already, sitting in P13, car number 55. So he's going to be jumping into the pits. He's going to be losing time. And that's difficult to make up, especially at this stage of the race. I can only assume he's had to go in for a little bit of damage or something else. You can't quite tell. So he's going to be coming out, might be serving a penalty as well. Might have been serving a stop go penalty. Not quite sure why he would have gone back into the pits. Maybe he had some damage on the car. Not going to know, but look how long this pit lane exit is. You're basically just waiting for cars to overtake you while you drive along at 50 k's an hour. It's very frustrating, especially if you've had to go in early and it wasn't a scheduled stop, because you know that you're still maybe going to have to go in a little bit later. Maybe not if you've adjusted, but I think managing tires is going to be difficult.
Wow, that is a very long straight that need to go on to just to get back on this track.
Yeah, so there you'll just see the Ferraris passing him by. That was definitely him losing positions and laps. So definitely not easy being out here.
He fell down about two positions there.
So as these guys start to get into their phases of their race where now it's about just managing the pace, you've got a gap to a car in front of you, got a gap to a car behind you. You want to keep the gap behind you consistently behind you, and you want to close down the gap in front of you. That's what you're doing here. That's what you're trying to do whilst managing your tires and your fuel load, and chatting to your teammates about making your driver swaps if you are making driver swaps. So there are cars that will be doing that. That's car number 44, car number 420, car number 87, car number 8, car number 88, and car number 94 will all be doing driver swaps. So keep an eye out on them. They might have to put a little bit more than the others. They might not have to put more than the others. It all comes down to who manages their fuel loads the best and their tires the best. And of course the damage. If you get damage, you're out. You have to just jump in and commit to making that change. So De Vet just really smashing through things at the moment. Beautiful race coming out from him as he crosses the line to start his fourth lap here at Spa. You do see Krobler still in distance and viewing distance of De Vet. Hasn't let him get away, but the two of them really have built up a bit of a gap towards Krobler, the other Krobler, in third. So there's two Kroblers, JC Krobler and Johan Krobler. Am I right?
That is correct. Let me just double check. Yes, that is correct.
It's correct, but let me check. Okay.
No, if I remember correctly, that is correct.
Okay, so if your surname is Krobler, you'll be very proud to see the Kroblers representing from different teams up on those two podium positions that are not as good as first position from De Vet. So is it safe to say that if you speak Afrikaans, you're doing well at Spa here? Is it safe to say that yet? I definitely would not be at the top. You wouldn't see a Smith in the top 3. So I think it's fair to say.
Currently, I would think so. They're really incoming strong. I mean, that is what we're definitely seeing.
You're Afrikaans, I'm English, so it's a battle here.
So basically, it's the battle of the Afrikaans versus English. Is that what G-Mac's trying to get to? Interesting. Interesting.
No, I feel like I don't have any English representatives that I can just attach myself to. Smith is close to Smith. Hill, I think Hill.
Yeah, Hill.
In 4th position, yeah. So Mr. Hill is my chosen driver in the battle of the commentators. You have to somehow find a way to have an unbiased driver to choose, right? You know, I can't be biased to the drivers I want to support. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna pick someone new. I want Hill to make it onto the podium. Currently running in 4th position. Ryan Hill driving his Kessel Racing Ferrari here at Spa. He's got a little bit of a gap behind him.
I believe there's a little bit of a shout out to G-Max in the chat from Pew Pew. Racing is awesome and this event is awesome, but I'll be honest, I'm only here to hear a certain sexy voice.
Oh, Pew Pew, all the way from Australia, saying what's up. Big shout out to him. Thanks for joining for the racing. And yeah, we'll be here for another 2 hours, 18 minutes. So feel free to join us for the entire duration. The RaceFace.Pro Spa Endurance. I mean, it's a bit of a tester, right, for next year.
Oh,
ACC
definitely.
is a relatively new game. It's started to push some great updates. There's some content updates coming out next year. All the leagues are trying to jump into it and test things out. So I think there's a good, promising showing for ACC's future.
I'm definitely interested to see what we're going to get next year, how many more races are added, if there's any new competitors that come onto the scene. I'm just excited. I really want to see.
But I mean, the communities continue to grow, and there's more cross-pollination of communities, so to say. You know, there's actually just a lot of people that are. Ooh, can we jump over to car number 55 quick, Mr. Paul Haber? He looks like he's closing down on his counterpart D Haber here, really getting close up. I think that they might make a move shortly. So this is the battle for 11th and 12th. You know, it doesn't matter where you are on the racetrack. Battles can sort of come anywhere. It's not just at the front. And right now, is car number 69 driven by? Is that the correct driver name that I called out? Yeah. Okay. So they are there. Okay. Do Gerber, Paul Gerber. Are they related? Do we know? Oh, brothers racing each other. Even better for the community. So this is where you'll see no mercy.
I think
can
that's
almost guarantee you. And you just see Paul getting the run here on his brother. Ferrari.
extra spice, extra spice.
Yeah, a little bit of extra spice. Why is oh, they both in the same? I don't understand. There's something in this. There's something that's bugged out here, right? Because they should both be in Aston Martins. Right?
Yes, they're both driving the Aston Martin V8 Vintage.
But this car in front of Paul Gerber is oh, you know what? Paul is far behind Dirk Gerber. He's actually been lapped here. He's actually behind. Is that Hill in front of him? We thought he was closing down on his brother. It's not. That's just the big gap. I think this is Hill. Yeah, so Hill in 4th, who's lapped him. Yeah, so Hill is actually. So that's why we saw the gap suddenly change, because he was actually getting lapped by Hill. It was very difficult to see. Can you sometimes toggle on the driver names for us by sort of pressing V, I think the shortcut key is? It only gives us a multiplayer only option, which I think we are doing, so I don't know why we can't have a driver name pop up on top. I feel like ACC should give us that. So currently, should we run through the order of the cars? We can start from the. Oh, I do see a driver name. We just have to change to a different view. If you go to one of the helicams, so there we go. There we can see Hill.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, there we go. Gerber and Hill. I mean, I know in real life racing you don't get a little name tag on top, but for our sake and new drivers that are entering into a series that we haven't casted before, we'll have some driver names up here. Gerber actually just wants to unlap himself and try get himself ahead. And Hill kind of feels like, you know what? I've taken this position. I'm a lap ahead of you. I don't want to just, you know, throw it away and let you get your lap back. So he's got all the rights to stay ahead. And Mr. Gerber's also got all the rights to try and get his position back. but you do not want to come into contact, brake late, and take out a front runner in P sort of 4. So is going to be racing against the back marker here is Hill. Might just let him through and let him just get a run away. Doesn't have to worry about things. He's currently got a nice gap to position 5, does Hill. It looks like Stark Buerta is currently 2.6 seconds behind Gabe. So, you know, doesn't really phase him to... Sorry, behind Hill. So this is Buerta here in his Bentley. The Boatley, I like to call it, Sushi.
The Boatley, you say?
The Boatley. It's like a big boat, but a fast boat. A very, very fast boat. It doesn't have the best turning all the time, but it can turn. I've seen it turn, and if you get a good setup for it, it really can just be a trump card car, and does feel very competitive here at Spa as well. So Stark Buerta in his Bentley, currently holding down position 5 and chasing down Hill, who's 10 seconds up the road from him.
Look how far that 10 seconds is.
It's not 10 seconds. It's 3 seconds up the
3
road, right? Let's just jump to Hill quickly. Let's just see where Hill is on track. Yeah, it's only 3 seconds. So Hill's only coming towards the end of Kemmel Straight. And now you'll see Buerta's Bentley come around that same section in a second. Let's jump to Buerta quick. There we go. So there's Buerta now coming through the same section at the end of Kemmel. So he's just behind, 3.2 seconds behind.
Do you think he'll be able to catch up if he's turning is so heavy-ended? Do you think he's got that possibility of cutting the corners a little bit more, maybe gain a few seconds in them?
It's more that he can just go through that Eau Rouge radio up through Kemmel Straight with a lot of speed and get a lot of top end, and that's quite important for him. I don't think that the Boatley side is gonna worry them too much. Doesn't look like they're understeering at all. They're staying within the racing lines. I think Buerta's got this well under control and can most definitely catch up to Hill.
Now tell me, since I'm seeing some guys going off track here and there, and we had some spin-offs earlier, what is the procedure? When you're off the track, how do you get back on?
I mean, basically what you want to do is make sure that you don't have traffic that's, you know, coming through that you're going to obstruct by rejoining the track. We call it a safe track rejoin. So you basically want to make sure that you don't interfere with other people's race because you've made a mistake yourself, if that makes sense.
Interesting. So basically, the moment you see there's nothing coming your way, you get back on there and try to reclaim that speed and just get back in the race.
100%. You just want to make sure that you're as close as possible to the car that... Ooh, can we quickly jump over to JC Krobler in second? The gap there to Chris de Wet is closing down. So this is the race for first and second. Look at all that rubber on the front of this Merc. That's been kicked up from the track. Those marbles get picked up by the tires and thrown onto the front of the car. The marbled rubber, should I say, that all gets peeled off as you sort of grate the tires through the corner. You create these little rubber balls. And, you know, if your tires are overheating, a great technique to sort of just run over them and sort of cool yourself down. But gotta be careful that you don't miss your braking points after traveling in the rubber zones for too long. It's definitely not going to be fun. But JC Krobler here, closing down on de Wet. You can see him up in front. But that pace has just been absolutely incredible.
Closing the gap more and more and more.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to start our 9th lap here. Almost at that 2-hour mark. 2 hours, 9 minutes at the moment. They start their 9th lap. And these two have just built up a massive gap to the cars behind them. I mean, they really are starting to extend their lead and their gap. I just love this paint livery on this sort of, it's fitting of the name, the Silverback Racing, right? Just the red with that chrome silver. I think it looks beautiful on that Merc.
Oh no, that's a gorgeous. That's. Ooh. I don't even have words. It's breathtaking. I like the. I can kind of see myself almost in it, you know.
So I mean, that run that came out from Silverback Racing really catching up to the vet there in Smooth Operator. So he's driving for Smooth Operators. His second driver, Brandon Kruger. Brufro going to come in and take over the car from JC Hrubler for Silverback when they go in to make their driver change. So both these cars here are driver swap cars. They will be swapping drivers. And this is going to be very much in their co-drivers' minds. They're first and second, right? You don't want to change that up when you're taking over the car. JC is having a beautifully consistent race here today so far. An absolutely phenomenally fast driver that is learning the consistent flows of this endurance racing, and it makes him dangerous. The vet, though, having held off Krobler for this long, really does have either a very light car and will need fuel when they do their driver swap, or they're going to driver swap earlier, or is just really that fast. I mean, it really is incredible to see. Just look how much that space the vet's put onto Krobler. He was right on behind him at the start of the last lap as they came up towards the top of Kemmel. And now that gap has extended again to 1.3 seconds. So Krobler losing time through sectors 2 and 3. It looks like to the vet. But still, the battle for first and second continues. And then it looks like a bit of a lone race in third place for car number 15, Johan Krobler.
Also
If we
wanted
can
to
jump over to him.
take note. The top three are currently drivers that are driving with a partner.
Yeah, so top 3 guys. I mean, even during qualifying, we saw that. It was all the driver swap teams running at the top of quali. But then it could have been the Ferraris as well. I'm not sure. So Johan Krobler will start on his 10th lap here, holding down third position, a comfortable, nice third place. You still get champagne in third. Oh, it looks like we've got a little bit of a... If we can jump over to car number 88. Car number 88. We need to jump to 88. It looks like the battle continues. Krobler right on the back of De Vecchia. Close that gap right down to 0.4. 4 tenths separate them. You just see it get closer. See it extend again.
In chat, someone just informed us that the vet will not be swapping. He has opted to decide not to swap whatsoever because I believe his co-driver is experiencing issues on his side.
Okay, so the vet now a solo driver. Won't be making a driver swap. Oh, JC running wide. Does well to contain the car. But look at the gap now just disappear. The vet gets let off easily as Krabler makes a mistake and drops his position down. 2 seconds now. We saw that gap sitting at 4 tenths when he was looking to have a move. And now going to have to make that all back up. And the vet's going to be smiling. Doesn't have the pressure of having that Merc right on his tail. A nice view here to watch as Krabler comes through the back of bus stop. And they start on their 11th lap here at Spa.
We haven't even reached the 2 hour mark, well, the half an hour marker, and we're already on lap 11 there by the vet.
Yeah, so a difficult sort of race also coming out from the team of Arno Fasaki and Alaric Ensslin. I'm not 100% sure what's happened to them. Car number 95. They've had to swap and make out some kind of a driver change. I think that Fasaki was experiencing connectivity issues. So Enslin's taken over the car. Car number 95, if we can just, I mean, we can jump to that now. So you see how far back they are? They're 4 laps down on the leaders. They've got to try and make their way back up. So it will really be a good note where this is, Sushi. Car
Yes.
number 95 is sitting 15th now. Let's see where they get to after the 2 hours. They've obviously had technical issues and had to get back in. They qualified in the top 5. Did they qualify in the top 5 or top 6? So I'm not quite sure what was happening, but they're now going to have to make their way back through the pack.
Now, since we're on them currently, as a person that might not properly understand what they're looking at right now, the +5 laps, does that mean they're +5 laps behind first position? Or
Correct.
interesting. Oh, now 6 laps behind. 6 laps, that's a full
Well,
6 laps.
it's 6 laps because he hasn't crossed the start finish. He's just come to the end of bus stop now. So you'll go over and you'll see it will drop back down to the so he's now 4 laps behind the leaders. He has to try and catch up to Hugo. Oh, it's actually could be 4 laps to Hugo, and Hugo's 2 laps. So it actually, sorry, the to the leaders, he's 1, 2, 3. I think they're 7 laps behind the total leaders. He's 4 laps behind Hugo here, and Hugo's 2 laps behind. So I think that's what's happening. If we can just jump very quickly. Can we just... Okay, so 6 laps behind now. Yeah, can we jump to car number 84 quick? Okay, so yeah, I'm not quite sure if we're getting the right feed there or if we're not understanding it correctly, but there are a lot of laps behind the leaders. So like we said, 6 laps. We said 6 laps, right?
That's correct.
And now it's just suddenly dropped to 5 laps because that's as Chris de Wet just crossed the start finish straight. No, he hasn't. A little bit confused on the split timings there. But as things stand, De Wet holds down first. Grobler still 2.6 seconds behind in second. You see him kind of in shot every now and again. Not permanently there. But that's because he made those mistakes, which have now cost him the time.
That's a very powerful lead he has there.
I mean, Grobler was keeping him sort of honest for a while there. Now needs to try and make up that time, and without De Wet making mistakes, it's going to be difficult because De Wet's currently doing, his last lap was a 220.451. His best lap was a 220.1. So, he's done it, and Grobler's done a 219. That's fair. So he has done a 219.7, so can potentially go faster than De Wet on race pace. But his last lap was a 221, which is not catching up to De Wet. You see him now 3.6 seconds behind. Tires might starting to be struggling if they were pushing hard. I'm not quite sure. Making mistakes unnecessarily. It does happen. It's what endurance racing's about. Sorry, which car number has that?
The fastest lap is still number 95 with 2 minutes, 19 seconds, 0.53.
Okay. I got you. So fast time, race pace. That's Enslin coming through the field, like we said. He is going to be trying to unlap himself. And like I said to you, a very fast driver. You'll see him just pulling in these fast lap times now as much as he can and try and change positions up. He's got a lot of laps to try and make up positions on people, but it does happen. You see, he does unlap himself, and he is taking places where he can.
And we're currently now in 1 hour and 58 minutes left in this race.
Yeah, so we threw the 2-hour mark. We've done the first 30 minutes. And we'll start to see potential driver changes coming up, I'm sure, in not too short of a distance. I don't think guys are running full fuel loads. They might be, but I think if you're making a driver switch, chucking in fuel doesn't take additional time onto that. It's a de goede Gabba sandwich.
Now the Gabbers are funnily a bit split there. Oh no. Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, so he's still got a bit of a gap towards Gabba. Well, the second Gabba, die Gabba. So he's hunting him down. There we go. De Gabba. Car number 69. It's not too far ahead of De Goede. So Gabba going to be jumping into the pits here. Car number 69 making a pit stop, possibly putting in some fuel, changing up the tires. I'm not sure. They are solo man teams, so it's not for a driver swap. Potentially a drive-through penalty for exceeding track limits. It can happen. If the game feels like you really gave it the finger and drove past. So that will be De Goede. Was that Smith that passed Gabba now? No, it was De Goede. So De Goede passes Gabba, who's gone into the pits.
He still has some time to make up there.
So I mean that gap to Ryan Hill now, between Ryan Hill and Johan Grobler, the sort of fight for the third podium position isn't really a fight now, is it? If we can go over to if we can go from Johan now to Ryan Hill. Let's just see where they are on track. So Hill going through Kemmel, Hill only going to start going down towards Radio and Eau Rouge now. So quite a big gap between Johan Grobler and Hill. I think Grobler will be happy with that. Third position on the podium for the first RaceFace endurance race here at Spa. It's all about the bragging rights, right? And
Always.
the prize money.
Always. Just take note, De Goede has now passed P. Gabba, so he is now in 10th position.
Yeah, I mean, he passed him because of the pit stop, though, right? I mean, we're not quite sure of why. I mean, they're probably running similar strategies because is die Gabba still in the pits?
It seems so. P. Gabba just took him past as well. So he's losing a lot of track time there.
He's only now just gone out of the pits. Oh, so that's a lot of time that's been spent in there. So De Goede now gonna be chasing down his brother, Paul Gabba, in third. In 11th. Trying to fight for their way into the top 10, which De Goede has taken off of them. And you now see Grobler coming up to lap Gabba here. So if we just go back to... Let's go see what is brewing in our battle. No, there's no battle up in first and second at the moment because of that delta time. At the moment, on-track action doesn't seem to be... We need to find... So guys on the same lap would be first, second, and third have done 15 laps, right? Then fourth has done 15 as well. $14 laps. They'll start to cross over the line. Next up will be P5, which is Buerta, right? Buerta's gone into the pits now. Well, he's exiting the pits. Is he doing a drive-through? It's a late pit box for him, so he's gone in to do his potential. Is he doing a driver swap? He is. He's swapping with Kleb. So the boys from Fast Lane Racing going to be in the pits now. Let's see where this puts them. Like I said, pit stops make things change up, and we want to see where they come back out. So Fast Lane Racing wanting to just hold on to their position where they can and handing the car over, I think, here to Etienne Kleb. While they stay in the pits, can we jump over to what's happening between to Blanche, perhaps? Sorry, not to Blanche. Can we go and see car number 95, Alaric Enslin again, and see where they're currently sitting and what they're trying to deal with? So still trying to make their way through the traffic and unlap themselves. Is what was their team name? Do you guys know? Rinaldi Racing. Okay, there we go. I can
Yes.
actually see it at the bottom of there.
Ree!
So who is Alaric coming up to here? Frosty. So trying to take some positions back where you can. You see he's still sitting in 15th position, although has the pace, you know, to be as quick as P6 here. You see what I mean? So he's now coming to unlap himself. Frosty realizes this guy's quicker than me. Lets him by. It's a good idea. Oh, a stop-go penalty given to car number 8. Smits going to be getting a stop-go penalty.
And he did not swap racers, it seems. Still the same driver.
Yeah, so Stark Buerta given that stop-go penalty.
Oh, so just take note. P. Haber.
Oh no, they
pause.
did switch. You see, it is Kleb.
Oh, I see now. I see now. Just a bit of a delay there.
Yeah, and also just a bug in the overlay. If you switch to another car and come back to him, it will then say Etienne Kleb instead of Stark Buerta. I think. Nope, it still says Stark Buerta and then Etienne Kleb in the timing sheets. You see on the bottom right of your overlay, it says Stark Buerta, car number 8, and then on the left, yeah, it will update itself. It just sometimes stays like this. I'm not sure why.
Yes, apologize everyone that is currently watching. There is still some bugs with the game. It is still fairly new.
Yeah, there will be things like this.
Just take note that P. Haber did pass the Goede again, and he's currently sitting at number 9 because he also passed Kleb as they were pitted.
Suji, I need to just
Yes.
quickly jump off here for 2 minutes. Just need
Not
to
a
sort
problem.
out a quick. My power has dropped and I'm on my inverter. I just need to make sure it switches.
Don't worry, we all understand.
ESCOM things here.
Yes, South Africa. Alright, while G-Max is quickly doing his power issues, let me quickly run through the list. So, in first position, we have car 97, which is going to be driven by De Vet. In second place, we have car 88, which is driven by Jay Grobler. There are 2 Groblers, so let me just confirm that I am looking at the right one. That is JC Grobler in second. And then in third, we have Johan Grobler, driving in car number 15. In fourth position, we do have Hill driving car number 9. In fifth position, we have Blanche, car 92. Frosty in 6, car 99. He's the only Audi driver on the track. Currently, we also have 7th, we have Pirelli, 45, driving at BMW. We also have Smith at number 8th, 74. Behind him, we have Gerber, P. Gerber, car 55. 10, Kleb, car 8. In 11, we have Gerber, car 69. And then 12, Engelbrecht in the 420. 13, De Goede, 96. He did drop down to 13. He was a bit higher up in the race there, but sadly had dropped down now after making a good comeback. In 14, we have Hugo, car 84. And then at 15th, we have Enslin trying his best to catch up in car number 95. Once again, I just want to say I apologize if I butchered anyone's name there. All right, we have Blanche pitting, car number 92. We have Pirelli pitting, car number 45. And then I believe number 8 is also pitted again. All right, Blanche is leaving the pit. Oh, we did have someone disconnect from the server, sadly. Experiencing some issues. Yeah, no, De Vet is coming in very strong. He is, I think he's driving his heart out. I think he's really enjoying himself. And I also believe he is glad that he does not have to change with anyone so that he can just keep this pace, keep this, and go strong and only pit when he really, really needs to.
Do you think him getting a bit tired will affect his performance later on?
Honestly, I do not know. We'll have to wait and see, because it could be that he is in training for this and he's ready. Especially since there's a 30 minutes less that they have to drive. So that is a bit more of an advantage.
I mean, for me, my power still didn't go to what we had for schedule. So if my inverter doesn't last, I might drop out, but you'll see that happen. But that's out of my control now. We are on inverter power and still here and with you guys in full force. So yeah, so fingers and toes crossed, and we see Gleed exiting that long pit lane here at Spa. It is oh so long, but it does allow for us to have 64 cars here on the grid if you want to. So that's just something to bear in mind, 64 cars on this grid. Can you imagine the chaos? We have 15 cars here. We could have 64. That's what Spa allows for. That's why the pit lane is so long. Allow for everybody to have a pit box. Just following De Vet here, who has just led this race from the start and driven absolutely phenomenally.
Since he's not swapping, do you think he will have any fatigue issues?
I don't. You know what? That's driver dependent. I mean, a 2-hour or 2.5-hour driving stints, you're stopping for fuel basically, and possibly just throwing on some new rubber. I don't think it's unmanageable. That's a personal opinion, because I would be able to drive a stint like that. I think from driver to driver, it would be a variation. Some people don't have the concentration levels that allow for that. You know, they suddenly forget where they are on the track, and they're losing focus, and it all goes wrong. So yeah, if that happens and the fatigue sets in, it could be difficult for De Vet, and that mistake will be capitalized on by Grobler. But the gap that he has there is just insane. Krobler's struggling a little bit to stay with the vet there.
And to believe early in the race, he was so close to taking first position, and then a little tiny mistake set him back this much. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, and you see, it all comes down to that consistent pace. So there might have been some times where your tires were just on, the right grip levels. You were in the mindset. You were nailing every corner. You were feeling the car, and that was your opportunity to maybe make a move. But unless you have that consistent pace, and it's not like just a once-off feeling for a couple of laps, it's not going to work out in the end. That guy that's behind you doing the consistent pace that you've managed to do every now and then is going to be the ultimate race winner. And that's what this comes down to. So what it's showing you on this board, the guys that are sitting on this leaderboard in terms of position, it comes down to their pace that they've managed to set out, and keeping the car on track between the white lines is vital. One crash can cost you so much time. And if you touch a wall and you damage your car, it's even more time. You have to go into the pits and repair your damage.
I think this is oh no, wait, Berta is not right behind Harbour. Not mistaken. He's just trying to catch up there.
Yeah, I think so. Have they swapped drivers? No, they haven't. It's still just a bug. It's actually Kleb.
Yes,
That
it's actually
is,
Clip,
yeah. So we got to remember it's got a little bit of a bug there. But yeah, so they actually a lap behind, and they're trying to unlap themselves. And this is radio for you. This is what it does. Eau Rouge radio, the car destroyer, and now you lose all that speed down Kemmel, and every car that comes with speed. Here comes Krobler with pace. Johan Krobler. Just watch how quickly he catches up to this Bentley, which is obviously had that incident. He's just going to close the gap, and at the end of Kemmel coming through, he's just going to. You see, if he had come through, I mean, Kleb is trying to make up positions and unlap himself. He's going to get lapped again here by Krobler. He's being waved blue flags. That means that what you do is you stay to your racing line. When you get a gap, to just move off the racing line and just ease off the throttle. You let the car that is faster through. But until the guy is right behind you and needs that position, you do not have to just give it up to him when you waved a blue flag. He needs to be ready to take that position off you, if that makes sense. Otherwise, you're just losing time to yourself, having to brake and wait. But when he's coming through, so he's been given the blue flags, he's giving space. You see he's got off the throttle, a little bit on the racing line there, did just hold his line, lets Krobler find his way past. So nicely done there to let him through. A back marker holding up your race is always frustrating, and I don't think that Kleb did that at all there for Krobler. Gave him the space when he needed to do so.
Very clean, very, very, very clean. It's nice seeing that no one is being too aggressive on the track or trying to hit someone or anything like that. They're trying to keep it clean, they're trying to keep it safe, as if this was a real race. Which it is, just virtually. I must say, this turn here, that is a very scary turn.
Bus stop.
Yeah, that is like, how hard they have to brake there. Wow, that just makes it hard.
It's. Can we get on our overlay? Do we have the HUD with the speedometer at all? Is there an option for that, or we just got the timer board? Okay, I just wanted to see. Okay, so we can beat it up, but then we pull up the chat. So let's go back to the other one that you had. That one worked better anyway. Yeah, the broadcasting one works. So it looks like Krobler going to be jumping in, and I think that it's going to be Bruvero coming out for the boys in the Silverback Racing team. This is a driver that I've personally not seen drive just yet live, but I've only heard good things and seen good things. He's doing great things in the international AOR leagues. So Bruvero maybe taking over from JC Krobler here for Silverback, and they will drop down to third place now, making the stop. That will allow Johan Krobler through. And Johan Krobler, he's actually a solo driver, right? Was Krobler... I think he's a solo driver.
That is correct.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to stop to switch drivers. He only has to stop for fuel. So solo driver getting through. And that's great to see. So I think car number 3 will be exiting the pits. 88 will be exiting the pits shortly. They are still doing their driver swap. It's a 30-second driver swap, by the way. So when you go into the pits, it's 30 seconds, as far as I know. It's a lot of time to be stationary. And let's see if it updates our information to their new driver.
Has pitted.
So I'm assuming he goes in for fuel and for tires. He's changed to a solo strategy, so he won't be in here for long. You see, in, out. I think he even... I don't even know if he... I don't even know what he changed. It would be nice to know. I didn't see how long he stopped in total, but it's not long enough for Johan Krobler in second to catch up to him. I mean, JC Krobler is still sitting in, trying to exit the pit stop. It could be Brufro at this stage. Not sure if it's JC just yet, or if it's Brufro. We're trying to get an update. We don't know if car number 88 has switched drivers. We know that they are set to switch drivers.
JC Krobler did say in chat, I ate a wall at Radleon, 90-second stop.
To repair the damage. So I think Brufro's taken over the repaired car now. If he's typing in the chat, or...
That is, I believe so.
Yeah, so thanks JC for just confirming if you're in or out the car. Just let us know. And we know, oh yeah, it is. It's Brufro in the car. It's updated now. I have no idea how to say his surname here.
Cadley? I hope I said that correct.
Well, I don't know. We are not good with the names, nor the corner names. We're just here to use sultry tones to add a little bit of insight to what we're observing through this 3 hours at Spa. So 1 or 2 hours, 35 minutes. I want to call it the 3 hour at Spa. Like, that's the name of it. It's only 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's fine. But it's called the 3 hours at Spa. Right?
That is correct.
We're calling it 3. I mean, the promo said 3 hours at Spa. We're basically clickbait. So
We're clickbait.
You know what? Report us for clickbaits. That's fine.
The 30-minute qualifiers, that counted in. Don't worry.
Oh, it was exactly 3 hours of Spa, including the qualifying time. So yeah,
It seems like Johan is taking the lead.
he has taken the lead here. That is very interesting. So did the vet have to go back into the pits, or was the vet just in the pits for that long?
It seems so. He was just a bit too long in the pits there.
Yeah, he's not far behind though. He's chasing him down. So when Johan has to go into the pits for his fuel and tires. Oh, car number 420 gets to stop and go. That's again. It's the bug that happens in ACC. I'm telling you. You have to toggle your pit limiter on and off as a driver, because it shows that it's on, but it's actually not on. So you put your foot flat and suddenly you're speeding in the pits. It shows that your limiter's on. It's such a frustrating bug. And this is now going to be Van Rensburg getting punished for that.
And sadly, there's nothing we can do about that. That is the game. Hopefully, we just get an update.
Yeah, they will fix these things. They definitely will. Kunos is addressing all the issues I've seen that have been raised. So I'm sure these little fixes will happen.
the beautiful Boatley. See the vet still trying to catch up there, trying to get back his lead.
Sorry, I just had some microphone and headphone issues. Can you guys still hear me? I
That's-
can't. Okay.
Yeah, we can still hear you. Oh, look at that. It was almost a collision there. Oh, the Chrobblers are right behind one another.
They are, and this is a battle for position, right?
Current.
Or is this? It's. I think it's for unlapping themselves.
That's
Brufro here.
correct.
It's not Chrobblers, remember? It's Brufro.
Yes, yes. Still needs to update there.
Yeah, it's not gonna update, I don't think. So is gonna make his way through and make his way up as well. Needs to make up. They had a 90-second pit, so they were minutes and 30 seconds stationary before even countering in the time of you know how long this pit lane is. So a lot of time to make up. Quick driver Brufro, someone to watch out for, and we'll have to just see how he progresses through the race. So Johan Grobler currently leads the race. Followed up by De Vet in second, which I don't think is going to stay that way if we've seen De Vet's pace. I feel like there is going to be that comeback to that. You know, you get a bigger bottle of champagne if you finish first. It's always about, like, the trophy's cool, but you want bigger champagne, right? So on board here with our race leaders, we switched now to car number 4, also car number 88, driven by Brufro. That Silverback Racing AMG looking absolutely beautiful in ACC.
He did move up from 5th position out to 4th, taking past Hill.
I mean, this is not going to surprise me. I've seen his pace and his consistency as well. So this is going to be fantastic racing coming out. And I feel like no one is safe. De Vet's not safe. Grobler's not safe. Gabe is not safe. We'll just follow around with Brufro for a little bit, I think, as he starts to. Let's just see where Gabe is in relative position here. Car number 55. Okay, so he's coming down to start the start-finish straight as Brufro comes down to bus stop. So that gap is going to close down, I'm sure.
So, do you think we will see De Vet actually catching up to Grobler there?
I think we will see De Vet catching up to Grobler. Can we just see where Grobler is on track here? He's only 16 seconds ahead of De Vet now. So he's coming up to the end of Kemmel as De Vet comes up to the start of Eau Rouge Radio. So it's going to be close. I think that De Vet does have the pace here. He is closing the gap down. And I don't think that we've seen Johan Grobler pit yet, as far as I know. He's still got to go in for a pit stop at some stage. Cars don't run forever. There's no solar panels on these Teslas.
Yeah, no solar panel. Elon, help us out here.
I don't think he wants to get interested in RGTT racing.
You never know.
I think we go against everything he stands for with these cars.
Oh, that's also true.
Fuel engine bad. Electric engine good.
One day we'll see the Cybertrucks race. I want to see that. That's going to
No.
be amazing.
No one wants to see that.
I want to see that.
They like what is like I would rather watch bricks racing. They're more aerodynamic. Like that will make for closer racing.
I think Assetto's graphics are better than the Cybertruck.
100%. Like Assetto Corsa Competizione, and you would load that car in and be like, nah.
Why is the graphics so low?
Yeah, why are we playing with Minecraft cars? So it looks like stop go penalty coming out for that car number 420 still hasn't been cleared and will need to be, and currently being cleared. It looks like, yeah, in the pits. There they go. Stop and go. That means you stop for 30 seconds. Listen to this. 30 seconds. You're not allowed to put anything into your car or do anything.
Wow.
It's
So
a
you just
penalty.
have to sit there and watch as people
Sit and
catch
watch
up.
people take your positions away. They're currently in 11th, and then you have to drive the whole of the pit exits. And it is so it's soul destroying. And this was for speeding in the pits, so hopefully now making sure that the pit limiter is actually working. I always do a toggle on off to be sure. So there we go. They're coming out now. Just slow pit speed. Looks like they adhered to it this time round.
To everyone that's new in the chat, hello and welcome. This is the RaceFace South Africa 3-hour endurance race. Spa race. Welcome and enjoy. Sit back, relax, and let us know who you guys want to see win.
We've only just crossed the 1 hour. Well, we've only got 1 hour and 30 minutes left to go. Really, 1 minute 25. So plenty of racing still to come. De Vet still needs to take positions off of Grabler. Brufro has taken up that third place now due to pit stops as well being done by Gaber. So it looks like Brufro going to be chasing down on De Vet as well. Where's De Vet relative to Grabler? Grabler coming up. Oh, De Vet is going through. Okay, so there is still a bit of a gap to catch up for Brufro here. De Vet is going to hunt down on Grabler. I'm waiting for Grabler to get into the pits. Waiting for him to get into the pits. It is vital.
Has Schobler pitted yet? Oh, what's going on there?
Johan hasn't. Oh, is that Johan? Johan spun.
Yeah.
He has spun. And that's at the end of bus stop. Maybe gassing it a little bit too early and just spinning around. The vet now is going to be in hunting sights. And that question of will the vet catch Grabler maybe answered for you, Sushi.
Ooh, this is riveting. Riveting stuff, I say.
Seems like that was a vital mistake.
In chat here, we do have Gavin shouting out Car 88 for the win.
Yeah, I think it's a good car to be supporting, driven by two extremely quick drivers. And Brufro making up a lot of time due to damaged car in the pits. Really, really going to be giving the vet a run for his money soon, as well as Grabler, when all three of these cars could get into a nice little three-way trade. Depends how Johan defends against the vet, I feel. Based on pace, the vet seems to be the quicker driver. Johan's last lap, of course, the 2:31, based on the fact that he spun. The vet still just banging out 2:20s, so his fastest lap at 2:20.019, his last lap at 2:20.022, so keeping up with his best lap times. And Grabler, that differential, his best lap is a 2:21.58. So I feel like pace-wise, the vet gets the run down here, and this is where he's going to be in shooting range. I think he's going to make the move before bus stop even occurs, or even try and make it happen through bus stop. But look at the pace that the vet is carrying here to Grobler. Can we get an onboard with the vet? Oh, nice little onboard coming here. So we jump on board the Aston, one of the most beautiful sounding cars. Every time it shifts gears, it sounds like you're actually punching a punching bag. And just going to follow through. Probably going to be feeling the pressure. Oh, some changes being made on the steering wheel there. Not sure if he's changed an engine mapping or increased his traction control. He's still making changes. Going to have a look on the inside of bus stop, but it was just a little peekaboo, and Gleed is spun off. That's going to force both of them to dive through the inside, taking a lot of curb with them. And Grobler seems to have gotten through that better because the vet didn't quite see the car there. I think he was very much focused on the position of Johan's car.
Oh, you can see he wants it though. He really, really wants it.
Oh, he wants it, of course. Well, no one's happy with second. And especially when you're doing faster lap times. Bruno, he's come and done a 220.46 on his last lap. So he's also just on that pace level that he needs to be at. His best lap so far, 219.7. So absolutely blistering the times. Car number 420, they've done a 219.176. Excuse me. And we've seen Alaric Ensslin do a 219.53. He's currently, his last lap was a 219.57. So a lot of quick times coming out. Enslin's still trying to make his way to the pack, currently in 14th position. Some driver issues with his co-teammate Visahi. Something went absolutely wrong for them, and they found themselves at the back. And props to them for sticking it out and continuing to drive. You want to see that happen. I know that it sucks for, when things happen or you bin it or you've messed it up, but to just stay on track and finish off the race, that's what sim racing really is about. You can't win a race without finishing, and you can't get points without finishing.
It's good sportsmanship.
Great sportsmanship. It's great for the viewership. It's just great for the racing. You don't want to see less cars because guys have just decided, well, I'm over this. That's not what it's about. And we aren't here to watch them race and talk about them race, to only see them, make mistakes and then just decide, well, that's it, I'm out. We want to see them hobble that car. Yeah, there we go. The vet passes on Grobler. It was inevitable. It was just a case of when will he pass. And I said before bus stop on the previous lap, here he gets it done a lap later, but does find a clean way through without having to impact Johan's race there. Bruno now will be chasing down on Grobler as the vet goes over the start-finish straight. We'll go over the line now to start lap 29 here at Spa. This RaceFace.Pro Enduro series or event has just been really, really great fun so far. An hour and 20 minutes left on the clock. Just a shout out to the event organizers for putting this together, and for all our drivers for being here, and to our viewers, of course, for joining and spectating some Sunday racing.
And huge shout out to you, G-Max, for coming through and giving us that sexy voice and informing us on what's going on.
It's only a pleasure. I mean, I said to you I'd love to have driven in this, but unfortunately I couldn't get a team together, and I didn't feel like being as macho as these solo men. I wasn't sure of plans and things, and electricity problems. Now I'm kind of glad that I wasn't driving because my wheel would not run on an inverter. So the universe said, let's broadcast it with Sushi Bushi, and that's what we're doing. And shout out to Drone as well, doing all the camera work and learning a completely new game, I'm sure, coming over to the sim racing side of things. The camera side is interesting, and you're trying to go off some cues, and it's not the most intuitive interface to always use. So shout out to you for swapping to our onboards and our race side footage, as Bruno here right on the back of Tablanche, a back marker. Tablanche moves over, lifts off. That's what you want to see. Let the guys through. Don't impact their racing, especially if you are, sitting back off the pack.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that Merc, oof, it's beautiful when it takes those corners.
Just beautiful when it takes the corners. I think it's beautiful when it glows in the sun the most.
Ooh,
Like,
oh,
it's great at taking the corners, but it's most beautiful maybe just in the sun. It would have to be on and revving because it does have a very nice sound. I was fortunate enough to see it at the Kyalami 9 hour and hear the roar of these GT3 monsters in real life. And I again will reinforce that I'm sad that there's no Porsche representation here at Spa. There's no Porsche drivers. We've seen out of all the cars that we've got here, we've got no Lamborghinis, right? There's no Honda NSXs. There's one lonely BMW down there. No Porsches.
there was a
Lambos.
Porsche, but I believe the Porsche driver sadly was stricken by load shedding.
Yeah, so Hansi Myberg was going to be my favorite driver for the series. I am Porsche biased, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't think I've driven any other car in this game. I've only driven my Porsche, and I will stay to my Porsche forever. Until they bring out more Porsches, then I'll probably change into more Porsches. But yeah, if I was driving today, I would have been in a Porsche, and hopefully been representing there. So maybe for the next one, you'll understand all the racing side as well. I wanted to show you the ropes, so you understand what we're kind of doing out here, and then I can drive and you can commentate on my spinning through Eau Rouge Radio onto Kemmel, right?
Clean.
Well, hopefully not spinning.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But you can just kick into those old school drifting tricks of yours and just throw us a quick 360.
Yeah, 360 reverse entry. That's that summarized my day of karting yesterday in the wet at SWAT Corps, really.
How did that go? That was your first time. You were playing on you did a sim for that to test it to see how if it's the same.
I was playing Kartcraft, which is just another sim that does like karting, and it's basically like just a karting sim. And you set your wheel like to quite high force feedback and lower the rotation on it and simulate that sort of karting steering feel. And then yeah, just kind of did a couple of laps there. I didn't practice in the rain. I practiced in the dry on my sim. So I think that the first time that I drove that kart down the straight and touched the brakes and just went into a full reverse slide, that was completely maybe just going, okay, I've done this in a sim, let me try it down here. And it's not exactly the same, but I started to get the hang of it. And it's definitely something that you learn from sim racing is learning a driving line, learning how to, handle other cars around you, or carts in my case, giving way to blue flags and adhering to, yellow flags to know that someone's had an incident. It's all stuff that well, for me, I learned from, sim racing. That's where my real passion came from. I used to enjoy always watching racing, of course, but it was mostly just the F1. It was never these big tin iron shells beasts / iron shells / beasts called GT3s. I've now fallen in love with this kind of racing. I think it's very relatable to like kind of cars that you would see in a supercar showroom. Sometimes you see them driving down, obviously not these GT3 spec versions, but they shapes that you can sort of, pick up and look at and be like, oh, look, that's a Merc or that's a Lamborghini. Those are like the easily identifiable ones, right? Some of these ones are quite similar looking, but still holds true. I just love sim racing now, and I think it's increased my interest in sim racing. I love more crossover. If someone said to me, do you want to come and try drifting my drift car, I would say yes. I'm that type of a person that would love to see what that's like after doing that in a sim and that kind of thing. So hopefully there's more crossovers. Hopefully I buy a kart as well. I think that's now become addictive.
We've
Guys,
seen.
I think it's
Karting on Saturdays, motocross Sundays, like weekend sorted, right?
Perfect. That
I
just
think,
sounds like an eventful weekend.
it's worthy to note, guys, that we are past the halfway mark, and Paul Gerber has moved up to 5th position.
Oh, a
He
lot
has.
is
So
happening.
he's slotted himself in. Yeah. I mean, this is we sometimes do go in tangents here. I mean, that is sometimes endurance racing. You have to relate to each other. You have to learn each other's interests.
I feel
I
you.
want to know more about Sushi Bushi's racing interests once he gets addicted to the bug. I know that he's a traditional MOBA and FPS type fan, but I think that once this bug bites, you'll be
Done.
DMing me for wheel prices and all kinds of things. So it's all about increasing the sim community. And for me, I've, since getting into this side, I just want to see it keep growing. So the vet holds off Krobler. Oh, sorry, off Bruno, who's caught, off Krobler. Oh, no, Bruno and Krobler, they're fighting. They've just taken the position of each other and it's just been updated. So Bruno makes his way into second. You see Johan in the background. So Bruno up into second. I mean, that pace is insane. Can we just appreciate like that they had a 1 minute 30-second pit stop without driving through the pits and then have caught all the way back up to the leaders? So do you think the vet's safe now? Oh, I just had the weirdest spectator bug. I just saw Bruno's car turn into the Harry Potter car and take off the track.
Yeah, I've been hearing and seeing that this is a bug in this game, that the spectator mode where you just start all of a sudden flying off. I have also heard that one of the races before in the week experienced the same issue where he had to restart his entire game because.
Well, hopefully it wasn't like that for the stream, and it just sounded like I got excited about a person apexing a corner. That will be epic memes, but for me, it was a car taking off, so I apologize, stream viewers.
I must say that 88, he was very far behind because of that pit. They were sitting in 5th position, and he's climbed all the way to 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's mad. Like, I don't think the vet is safe. I think the vet is going to be in trouble very, very shortly. I think Bruno is going to be on pace to take his position back up at the top. As far as I see things, last lap times, De Vet is still quicker. Let's see what happens here. So De Vet is marginally quicker than Bruno at the moment. As things stand, the last 2 laps compared. Best lap times, Bruno's quicker. So anything's possible. Currently, the gap between first and second is... I wish we could see it on the timing sheet here.
Just excuse 1 second, the operator is just quickly had to stand up. So just hold on for that. We'll now quickly switch. I'm going to quickly switch us to the vet there.
Oh, it's going to be close very, very soon. You see those best lap times there? They kind of mean something, but consistency means more. So it would be nicer for us to be able to see their overall race consistency average. I think that would be cool as like an extra timing option that ACC implemented, especially for endurance racing, just getting some average lap times coming up, or setting it up on a server where we can track the timing settings. We could also set something up like that.
That would be great to see, so that we can actually make a more closer analysis of the times and just like know kind of like a projected estimate of like what is going to happen or what could happen.
Yeah, you do get a very limited overview at this stage.
It's interesting to see that as well. In the qualifier, we did see the Ferraris grouping up, and now the Ferraris are spread out a little bit more over this track and over the positions.
Yeah, they really have spread themselves out, and it's like I said to you, it's any man's race and any car's race when it comes down to it. I mean, it's been the Aston Martin from the vets really dominating things at the top for a long time. and then sort of was contested by Grobler, who then sort of took advantage in the pits, really. I feel like that's where the switch came up. There was never really an on-track battle there until it was time for being lapped. So De Vecchia coming into traffic is going to see the blue flags being waved in front of him for the other cars. Gab are going to dive off the racing line there to let De Vet go through. Coming down to Eau Rouge now. Hugo in front of De Vet next. And gonna go through cleanly. De Vet gonna go through cleanly. And nobody spinning off and binning it and causing a massive pileup. That's what you want to see through there onto Kemmel. And they'll try and just make space. I don't think through these corners, Hugo will really be able to get off the line for De Vet. I think he'll be able to slow down after the next set before the next corner.
Just also please
There
take
you go.
note.
He dives off the racing line. Lets the vet go through. Beautiful driving and racing etiquette coming out from all the drivers here today. So massive shout out to them.
Just sad news here from 44 in the BMW. The reason why he is so far behind is because his game completely bugged out. When they went for the driver swap, sadly, all of a sudden they were 18 laps behind. The previous score, the previous laps that he did run through were just reset.
I mean, that's really weird. It would be interesting to see that from the replay side, what actually happened there. We must definitely make a note of these bugs and send them through. We must post them through to the Kunos forums. It only helps them improve, these kind of lobbies, and they might have some recommended server settings or changes that we have to, maybe make to, eliminate some of these bugs.
Yeah, we'll definitely need to compile something together and then send that through so that we can just make sure we can assist to improve.
So I think that Enslin now is on the same lap as De Huda in 13. So he might be able to. What lap is Enslin on here? So I think that it's now going to be a hunt for pace. It looks like De Huda is doing 3:15s according to his last lap time. His best is a 2:28. Enslin did a 2:20.16 earlier as he crossed the start finish line, and his best is a 2:19.53. So I think Enslin going to be able to find himself that 13th position. He is going to be chasing down as hard and fast as he can. Still a little while before he catches up to the Huda for us to witness there. On board here with Mr. Hugo Battis piloting his Ferrari around, currently holding down 12th position. I think on the same lap as Van Rensburg, or one lap behind Van Rensburg. So he needs to catch one behind. Okay. So he's currently on lap number 31. Insulin's still on lap number, will be starting lap number 30. So still another whole lap to catch up, to catch P12 after taking 13 for Insulin there. So like I said to you, it's going to be a difficult battle to try and catch people on spot here. So Hill and Van Rensburg here are not fighting for position. There's going to be blue flags being raised for Van Rensburg to move over here. So car number 420 sitting in 11th now. Are they a lap behind? No, they're on the same lap as to Blanche. They are. So they're still on track to take P10 if they keep their pace. Something goes wrong with Blanche, or they drop off for whatever reason. With an hour left to go, anything could still happen. That's the beauty of this endurance racing. I think Insulin is going to take De Huda. I think he has taken De Huda. He has possibly car number 95. And is De Goede in shot here? He has taken De Goede. De Goede went into the pits. That makes sense now. So De Goede going in. I'm not sure. He is a solo driver, so probably going in for fuel and tires.
And Instant finally moves from that 14th position to 13, which he's been fighting to do.
Yeah, so our BMW has dropped out, so our positions have now changed. 14 cars still remain with an hour left on the clock.
I see we still do have the bug on car number 8. It is actually Etienne Kleb driving this.
Oh, it was yeah, again, we will continue to have our old bug. We're not sure. But Kleb, we're sorry about your surnames, mates. It's a bug in the game. We're supporting your team regardless. We're out here screaming out fast lane racing, right?
So it does seem like the BMW car number 45 is experiencing issues with
They have
the game.
rejoined.
Yes.
They have rejoined, yeah.
So it only seems like it's experiencing issues with between the driver swaps. Not 100% sure what is going on there. We're gonna have to go afterwards and just take a look and try and see what happened.
So officially not quite at that hour left mark, but I mean that's coming up to what you would expect from a high level sort of sprint series, about an hour long. That's kind of what we're looking at remaining still. So I think that anything can still happen. De Vet's looking comfortable. Bruno going to be chasing him down.
Ooh, it seems he
What is
just
our-
became a lap behind. Oh no, there we
No,
go.
no,
It's the same lap now.
yeah. It's just as they go over the start-finish straight, so that's the only reason it changes up there.
Currently, as Austin chat, currently G-Max is casting alongside me, Shushi Bushi, and then we have Drone on operations. You'll hear him some now and then come in.
Hi.
That was Drone. So Bruno here, still chasing down. Disappointed in it not updating our overlays there. I wonder if we toggle it between the broadcaster and the other one, if it comes back for us. No, you see, it's also wrong in the main score line there. Is like when you go to the other. It's very strange. I'm not quite sure.
Definitely going to have to take note of that and give that through to them so that they can fix that, hopefully.
Yeah, it will be fixed. We'll get there. So currently, De Vet leads, Bruno second, Krabler third, Gaber fourth, Hill fifth, Smith sixth, Frosty seventh, Gaber eighth, Kleb ninth, De Blanche 10th, Van Rensburg 11th, Hugo 12th, Ensslin 13th, De Goede 14th, and Pirelli 15th. And that's our hour mark done and dusted.
Here we go, the last hour stretch. Let's see if any fatigue is going to kick in with the vets, or if anyone else is going to experience issues.
Yeah, you know what? When you're up at the front as well, you also have this sort of insane motivation to win, which also helps you keep your focus and your concentration. I think getting fatigued driving at the back of the pack is going to be harder for people because it feels like you're just all these laps behind people, and it really does become a true battle of the mind. Krabler here going to make the pass on Frosty. That's not a pass for position, I don't think.
No, that is not.
No, so Grabler gets through on Frosty, who's currently sitting in 7th. Frosty just giving him the space required. That's what's needed here at Spa. Just give the space. Let the faster drivers through, especially if they obviously taking a lap off you.
Have we seen a single bump yet? I do not believe so.
No, it's been a very clean lobby.
That's just great to see. Very respectful.
Okay, so he's
Ooh.
got himself into better points if this was for points on a leaderboard. I mean, you asked before, what is it for points, Sushi? Normally you would be allocated points depending on your victory, and like if it was part of a series, you would accumulate them over the season.
Interesting to see that Hill has dropped now to 5th. I know he's been fighting in that, staying in that 4th position, keeping it consistent, and now this is the first time him dropping.
Yeah, maybe just starting to feel that his tires are falling off. You have to remember that we're not sure of what rubber sets they're on. It would be nice to see tire sets as well, maybe as additional information in the game, be able to see what tire sets they're on and see when they have changed tires. But for now, perhaps the lack of pace or dropping off the pace comes down to just losing that grip. We'll be able to watch him for a little bit and see if he is struggling. But it's definitely not what we would be feeling if we were driving the car. If we can just check his times, let me just see. So, if I'm reading it correctly, he has dropped down. His best time's a 2:24, and he's currently, his last lap was a 2:27, so he might just be struggling with pace. Smith behind, still a fair bit away from him. But let's just see. It doesn't look like he's struggling for grip. The car still seems to be turning in and staying within the lines of the road where perhaps the car would maybe understeer a little bit more without the traction. But let's just see what his lap time is here. 2:27 the lap before. Let's just see how he's doing pace-wise. So he crosses the line, does a 2:26.4, so quicker than his previous time.
Harper just went
previous
for
lap.
a pit.
Oh, he did. So Hill going to be taking that position back. Hill might also be able to capitalize on this. The Gabe possibly going in to change some tires. He is right at the front of the pit box there. Where is Hill? Let's go to Hill. In car number 9. Hill has already... Oh, Hill's actually gone past him already, so it would be Smith that we would want to see now. It was a bit of a late update on the timesheet there, but yeah, that was right. Let's go to car number 74. Yeah, so he's also going to go past on... No, Gabe's... Yeah, he will go past on Gabe because Gabe's got that... Look at Gabe. You see him in the pits coming down. In the background is Smith coming through there. Yeah, so Gabe just has... Oh, it wasn't Gabe. He's just been in the pits for ages, it feels like. Smith's got past this. Has Frosty got past him as well? Where's Frosty? Car number 99. Yeah, Frosty's got past him, so Gabe has dropped down. Possibly will be coming out just ahead of his brother, Gabe.
It's amazing to see how they once again meet up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they were here before and they're here again. And finally, the long drive to freedom. Gabbe will escape from that horrible pit lane of Spa. It really is just something that sits in your mind going, I've got to go into this pit. It's going to take me so long. When do I pit? When must I pit? Should I pit now? Do I pit first? It really is. You try and drive the car up until that point where you have to go into the pits and then only take it. There's definitely no fun in the Spa pit lane.
Gabbe has
Yeah,
also now gone for the
Yeah,
pit.
they're running the same strat here, I'm telling you. They literally drive the same laps and then go into the pits. They've got the same fuel strats and the same tire strats, I'm sure. Same cars, brothers. It makes sense to me.
And also, just take note, De Wit is on lap 40.
Yeah, lap number 40 for De Wit. So the guys that are going to be on that, Bruno will be on lap 40 shortly. Where's Bruno currently?
Ooh,
Was it happening for you as well, or just
that's
for me?
correct.
Yeah,
There was a bit
there
of
was
a...
a bit of a lag there.
Okay, I'm just checking. I didn't want to make the excited sounds this time around. Yeah, so Grobler trying to catch the vet. Let's see what their last lap times were. Oh, Bruno with a 220.499. The vet with a 220.880. So 4/10 or 3/10 basically separate them. Bruno gonna have to find a little bit more pace, I feel, to catch that gap to Chris. Chris, once again, just feeling very comfortable up at the front, right? I mean, this is how he started the race. After all the pit stops have transpired, he's taken back that same sort of comfortable space. Just having a great drive so far.
He is focused.
Jeez,
He wants to make
he's
sure
just
no
started lap
mistakes.
41 now. Bruno has a lot of time to catch up.
But
And then, of course, Grobler in third also has time.
there's so much time still left on the clock, so it's still any man's game. Apologies, any man's race.
Thank you.
Talking
Same
like
character.
talking like a MOBA and FPS player here.
Yeah. I want you to get authentic. Next cast, you'll wear a helmet.
Just
But
for you.
DMAX commentators don't wear helmets. Do as I say, not as I do.
It's about the experience.
So Insulin still gonna be holding down P13 down there. I have to just mention him because their team was one of my favorites for this coming into it. Of course, I've completely learned something new about the smooth operators. Well, one of them at least. Brandon Kruger not jumping into this car for them, but Chris Vetz has just piloted around like an absolute champion. Enslin wasn't able to get into the party, and I don't think Vasaki was either. So I think, you know, a rematch on that front for some of the faster drivers, I would love to see. So this is just me saying, RaceFace, please do more ACC stuff, because I'd love to see what these guys can continue to do, and even through like the duration of a series, something like that. That would be great to, you know, one races are for what they are. They're lap races. Oh, B Smith and Frosty. If we can jump over to them, car number 74. They're going side by side with each other. Oh, they've actually just gone through with it. So sorry. Yeah, they just went. It was actually Enslin and Frosty at that stage. So I was a little bit misled there. Devet leads. Bruno in second. Grubler third. Hill fourth. Smith fifth. Frosty sixth. Gabe seventh. Kleb eighth. Gabe ninth. To Blanche 10th. Van Rensburg 11th. Hugo 12th. Enslin 13th. De Goede 14th. And Pirelli, unfortunately, with his bug, sitting down in 15th, but still chomping away at the laps and still trying to do stuff and things. Kleb going to be jumping into the pits in position 8, which means Gabber might have some free positions here.
Oh, look at that. The two Chabers have jumped up there now, and to Blanche as well. It's interesting to see that this entire leaderboard has pretty much changed.
Sorry,
Very,
my
very
thing turned into a
exciting.
robot there. What did you say?
Oh, apologies. Basically, what I said was it's exciting to see that this entire leaderboard is changing. It's not the same as it was when it started. Not even your top 3 is the same. Not even your bottom 3 is the same.
Oh, a stop-go penalty allocated against car number 8. That's going to be, again, for a driver swap, I'm sure. I think that the pit limiter didn't come off. I'm not sure what happened there, but I don't know if it's Kleb or Boetzer driving the car at this stage. They might have done another driver swap. We'll have to wait for it to update on our side.
Heel has also opted to go into the pit.
Yeah, so this may open things up for Smits and for Frosty. Let's go and follow there. So Hill's in the pits. Let's see where Smits is on the track. Car number 74. Yeah, start finish straight now, so we'll take advantage of that. So will Frosty, I think. Go to car number 99. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, they're going to be doing almost the same thing. So coming down the start finish straight. Will they go past Hills? Hills still in the pit. We'll see them maybe as we go past. There he is. Hill coming out. Frosty will take that position off Smits. And things continue to change up with the pit stops. The pit limiters seem to be definitely punishing Etienne Kleb and Boetzer's chances here. Another stop go allocated against them. They really need to toggle this pit limiter on and off and make sure that it is before just slamming the accelerator down. I think it's, you know, if it's happened so many times now, you do need to just make precaution for it. Can't keep happening, guys. Come on. I want you to do well here. And that's such a, like I said to you, it's 30 seconds to just stop without being able to do anything on your car and not even needing to because you've just come out of the pits anyway. Plus all that long drive to get out. It's, oh, it just sucks so much. And this was the driver switch. Stark Boetzer in control of the car here. Going to go and serve the penalty. Currently in 11th. It was still running well. This works out for, you know, drivers like Enslin and Hugo behind. Enslin wants to try and make top 10 if he can, but still a couple of laps to go. So going into, so let's see where Hugo's, so Hugo is going to be coming through. I think Hugo might actually make it past Klep here. Where's Enslin as well? Let's just check where Enslin is. Oh, he's only just started through on Chem. Okay, so Enslin's not going to capitalize on this. Hugo will. Let's follow on Hugo. He's going to come through bus stop and get around, begin his what lap is Hugo currently on? He's on his 38th. He'll start his 39th lap now. He'll go past, there we go, on Etienne or Stark Boetzer. Stark Boetzer still in the pits. And that will be P11 gone. And Hugo climbs his way up. P11 for him.
De Vet has taken his second pit. If not mistaken, this is his second. Do you think 88 will be able to close that gap?
I'm not sure. I wish I could see a proper Delta time here. I think that they can. Like, they've got the pace. But I think that the Vet's pace has also just been equally impressive. Now, I feel like they can. I'm gonna put my my nose out here and say I feel like they can catch and contest potentially. And it looks like the vet going into the pits, which is going to maybe play into my prediction there. So Bruno now going to be able to make up a lot of time and will be coming down to capitalize on it. Really, I think this is going to be, it is going to be the decide. I think that Bruno might get through here. Let's go on to the vet quickly. I just want to see if he started leaving the pits yet. He has started his pit exit. No, he started his pit. Is he getting out here? I need a different camera angle. Yeah, he is. He's starting his exit. Let's see where Bruno is. Let's jump back to Bruno. Bruno coming through bus stop. He's got to get on the power as quick as possible. Back to the vet. Where's the vet? The vet coming to the exit of the pits. He's not going to be carrying the speed up Kemmel. I think that Bruno is going to be able to do it down the top of Kemmel here. Coming down to start, finish straight. The vet does get out. He's onto track. Oh, he's going to close the gap down a lot. It is going to benefit him. I think the vet's going to get out safely. Get onto Kemmel. Be a little bit slower. Let's see how Bruno comes through Kemmel.
No, it's at
A
moments
lot of speed. Or out through a Rouge Radio. Now onto Kemmel. And there we go. Krobler going to be chasing down onto the vet. They are close now. Sorry, you can continue. I interrupted you.
No, it's not a problem. So this just shows that little difference in not having to swap between drivers. That little difference. How many seconds a Devet just saved from getting out of the pit. Because if he had a swap, then definitely Cartier would have been gotten closed that gap fully.
Well, it depends on the time that he took there and what he did. I mean, I know that a driver swap is 30 seconds, but I'm not sure what they've set their fuel and tire swap settings to here. So it would be interesting to see what sort of pit times they were doing. But I mean, Bruno will be right on the back of Devet shortly. But if Devet's gone out and put on fresh rubber here, he's going to be lapping quicker. So it will be interesting to see what he does in the next couple of laps. His last lap was a 2:27. So he was off the pace and he needed to come in for something. Now let's see what Chris Devet does here. Bruno's also dropping off. His last lap was a 2:21.53. So those tires might be struggling for a little bit of grip, might be losing a bit of time. Does look like the sun's coming down. Track temperature will be dropping a little bit over time. So maybe not going to have the same grip levels that you did have before.
Also, just take note, Heel in car number 9 did drop down to 7th because of that pit. And he's steadily staying there now. This was a man that was
holding down 7th.
Yeah, this is a man that was mostly 4th in the first big half of the race. Now he's just trying to catch back up and trying to get back to where he was.
Yeah, I think Enslin's also just one of those trying to get through the pack and catch up to where they started. It's just not going to be the same kind of battle at all in comparison. Buerta is back in the pits again. What is going on here? Car number 11. Why are they back in the pits? Something, oh, they maybe needed to make a change and their stop go didn't work out. Car number 8 on the camera side of things. Yeah, they are back in the pits. Where's Hugo now relative to this? Car number 84. Oh, he's gone past him. So that will be 11th place back for Hugo. And Enslin, car number 95. Is he able to capitalize on this again? I mean, previously he was only coming up towards the top of Kemmel earlier on. This car number, can we go to car number 95 quick? Oh, he is going to be able to maybe get very close here. I mean, it doesn't look like Buerta is out just yet. Buerta is leaving the pit lane. Coming down, well, I mean, I say he's leaving. He is on his way out. Enslin coming down. Buerta will be leaving the pits very shortly as he goes under those little Audi signs. and Enslин's just gone through. So same sort of situation that we saw earlier with De Wet and Bruno. But now Bruno is actually on the clock. He's catching up to De Wet. He's 8.9 seconds behind. And we'll be able to start following Car 97 and 88 more closely.
He's a full 8.6 seconds behind, if I'm reading that correctly, or if I understood it correctly.
It is correct. Is 8.6 seconds behind, but we're gonna try and track that and see whether it's increasing or decreasing gap wise, and see if there's any kind of indication that Bruno's going to be catching De Vecchia towards the closing stages of this race. Someone that we haven't talked much about, Frosty in his Audi, the lone Audi. Just holding down P5 here, clean and consistent. Last lap at 2:27, best lap at 2:25. I mean, not the pace that we saw people doing in qualifying, and definitely not the best pace that we've seen, you know, time-wise on the board, but still holding P5. That's the important thing to note here.
And he also
Endurance racing
climbed.
is not just about speed.
He also climbed the leaderboard. He was in what? He was 11th, if I'm not mistaken, 11th, 10th, and he's climbed all the way to 5th now, capitalizing on all those other pits and taking those gaps.
Oh, is Khaba going to make the move here? Is this for position? I think it is.
It is,
Khaba.
yes.
Oh, very late there. He's going to squeeze Frosty. Then does give him some space. Frosty had to get hard on the brakes there. Not quite sure. On my side, I didn't see that exit. It looked like it went. Frosty kind of left that whole inside wide open for Khaba to come down.
That's correct.
And, yeah, it was kind of got squeezed out by Khaba, but you give him that racing line, and now he's side by side with you. He's got the right to just race through, and I think that's exactly what Khaba did.
Just take note there, car 88 sadly moved up. It's 10 seconds now.
That's true, 10.1 seconds behind. I think that De Wet is on those fresh tires. De Wet just did a 2:19.5 for his last lap, or 5:57. Bruno did a 2:19.599. And then let's see what he does for this lap. Has Bruno gone into the pits? No. Okay, no. Oh, he has. He has. Bruno has gone into the pits, so he's going to switch out. I think they're going to switch tires. I think that if Bruno changes tires now, right, they don't do a driver swap. They don't swap back to JC. Then Bruno goes to catch De Wet. Consistency and pace-wise, without having driver stint limits and whatnot, that would be a team decision based on what I've seen in the race here. That would get Bruno to Chris De Wet's sort of pace levels. But JC, also a quick driver, so if they are switching back to their final driver for the last stint, I think that he's got 35 minutes to do it. Just needs to keep his head down and stay focused, and can also get the job done. So let's see. It will be Johan taking back second position as a solo driver. Doesn't have to make driver swaps, or just has to manage his fuel and tires. But he will go around and take that second position. Bruno going to start exiting the pits now.
Oh, so he did not go for the swap, so they're keeping him on the car.
Well, we're not sure just yet. I mean, it was not long enough, I feel like, for a driver swap, but we need to just see if they did switch out drivers. I feel like it wasn't long enough there.
Yeah, if I counted my fingers correctly, then I don't believe he did swap.
So 47 laps completed at Spa for De Wet. 34 minutes remaining on the clock. Still a fair amount of time of racing remaining. 30 minutes is most definitely doable on a new set of tires. So it is Krobler that's taken over from Bruno. So they did make a driver swap. It's going to be up to Krobler. I think lap time wise, I mean, Krobler set that blistering quali time. may have had some time to just sit out here and watch some lines and figure out where he's going to make up some speed. Let's watch Krobler's times and see where he catches up to. He's got to take Johan first, followed up by De Vet. And that's where they're fighting for that number 1 position on the leaderboard. Top 3 is great. Number 1 is best.
You know what they say about second position, though? They say it's first for the losers, so you actually do want that spot 1. That's the only one that gets a winner title.
So then third is just second loser, which is even
Yep.
worse than first loser.
Oh, it's terrible.
Hectic. I mean, I'm happy. Oh, De Vet's locking up a little bit there. Oh, no, it's not. It's Krobler. Krobler's binned it. Please go to car number 88. He's made a big mistake here, and he's binned it into the wall.
Oh, that's huge.
That is huge. So consistency. So let's see what's... Is this a replay now? Okay, yeah, it is. He's going to come through. Yeah. Oh, yeah, just sliding off, smashing into the wall. And I'm sure he's picked up some damage for that. ACC not forgiving. And we're going to have to go and watch and see the lap times. So a big off there for JC. And for Silverback Racing, that's going to be a very sad moment indeed. I think that De Vet is going to be very much happy when he hears the news. Yeah, Krobler's car is damaged. You see him just oversteering through. And now going to come into bus stop. Is he going into the pits? Car's damaged. He's going to try and manage it without going in for damage. So now let's just stay on board with him as he goes through. Oh, it is going to struggle, I feel like, going through Eau Rouge, Radio, and onto Kemmel. Oh, that steering wheel is struggling. He's got to fight it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not having a fun time at the moment.
That's so unlucky. And just as he swapped as well.
See how slow he has to drive through Radio here now. He has to get off the throttle completely, messes up his run through onto Kemmel. I mean, Paul Gaber might have a shot here if for 30 minutes JC has to drive a damaged car around. Not only does he risk the consistency side of things, but possibly also making, another mistake because the car is now damaged and you can't brake or do what you would normally do. So, I mean, Gaber is a whole lap down, so it would take a lot to go wrong with JC's race pace now to lose that third position on the podium. But I've seen less possible things happen.
It'll be very interesting to see if he does drop down from third to fourth, changing the podium completely again. We also see Hill on the leaderboard climbing back up.
Okay, Suji, you're just gonna have to take over again. I need to just go see where my power situation is.
Not a
I still haven't got lives.
Not a problem.
Thank you, brother. I
All
will
right.
see you now.
Cool. So as you can see, Hill did climb back from 7th to 5th, and getting lapped by De Vet. De Vet is nearing 50, if I'm not mistaken. He's now on 49 laps, nearing 50, and we are at the 30-minute marker. So we're at the final half an hour stretch. Interested to see what's going to happen, if our top 3 is going to change, if Gaber can pull back, can pull up into that third position, or if JC can keep in it.
We just saw someone spin out at the back there.
Who just spun out? Was that? All right. Currently, if we're looking at the leaderboard, we're sitting with the Vet first. Second, we have Grobler, Jay Grobler. Which Grobler is? Oh, apologize. I see the car numbers are not 100% correct on my files and on the stream. So I'm just going to run through it like this. First place we have the Vet with car 97. Second place we have Grobler, car 15. Third we have another Grobler, JC Grobler, car 88. Fourth we have Gerber 55. Fifth Hill, car 9. Sixth Smith, car 74. Seventh we have Frosty, car 99. Eighth we have the other Gerber 69. Ninth we have Van Rensburg 420. Number 10, in 10th place, we have Blanche, 92. 11th, Hugo, car 84. And then 12th, we have Ensslin, 95. And then 13th, the Goede, 96. And then 14th, we have Gleed in car 44. Currently experiencing, sadly, Gleed car 44 is experiencing a lot of issues in this. We do apologize for that. This game is still new. There is bugs. We are going to pick them up, and we are definitely going to be sending them through so that ACC can hopefully take a look at it and fix it so that we can have a more smooth run in the future. Currently, we're looking at second position here, car 15.
And if you look, he's on lap 50, same as Christopher Vet, who's leading at the moment.
Yeah, so he's definitely not out of this, and he is trying to catch up to the Vet. He did move up from third to second after, sadly, JC did spin out, so we have a new second runner. Let's see if he can catch up in the next 27 minutes.
Yeah, so it looks like JC's had to go into the pits for that damage. So possibly, again, this is where Ryan Hill might benefit from this. Let's just see where he's sitting. And P. Gabler as well. So Ryan Hill will come through.
I just want to say, take note there, G-Max, that the English is currently only sitting in fifth.
I mean, it's fair. We are sitting in fifth, so I still got my boy Ryan Hill on the cards, so he's gonna unlap himself, I think. Kaba, where's he coming through in P4? Car number 55. He's also gonna make it. Oh no, maybe I was a little bit off the mark. Yeah, Krabler, he's not gonna lose a position here. He's gonna repair the car. I think that's a smart move. Now it's time to keep this managed car sort of safe and stable and try. Like I said to you, a damaged car repaired does not feel like a brand new car that you start the race with. So you are still punished in some way. Like I feel there's only so much you can do to repair a car, right? There's no such thing as being totaled here, but your mechanics really don't get it back to how the car started. It really never gets back there. So Krabler now will be on with the repairs done, sort of set to try and catch up in these 25 minutes. 25 minutes is still plenty of time, but with what the vet's done, he's just started his 50. Has he just done 51 laps?
I believe so.
Yes, him and Johan Grobler are both now on 51 laps.
It's very interesting to see that Jan Grobler is trying to catch up, and he is actually doing a great job of that.
So you see here, Hugo will have the run coming out of the straight there. Oh, that he knows that he's catching up to a pole sitter at the moment, or a podium sitter. Doesn't want to interfere with the race there. Realizes that it was probably the pit exit. Will have to concede the position under blue flags anyway. But a nice little viewpoint to Hugo here from the big Wang gang from JC's Mercedes AMG. A nice place to hear the engine notes. You hear the shifting. You know what I mean?
That the beautiful sounds, the pretty sounds.
Do you know what engine's in there, Sushi Bushi?
A fast one.
It is a fast one. It's a fast V8.
Ooh, a V8. Oh, so that's what's making the pretty sounds. The V8 revving.
Well, I mean, it's really, in these cars, it's a combination. It's The gearbox has a sound to it. Your straight cut gears have a whine. You've got the engine, obviously, the engine note when you're on board. You can hear those whining gears. Then you've got the exhaust note, which changes the difference because the Audi and the Lambo, for example, share an engine, but sound difference because of their exhaust. So, I mean, the sound design in ACC is beautiful. And you see JC with a repaired car, not understeering through there, taking it flat.
Bruno has informed us here in chat that they did have a fuel bug because he was 100% sure he did give JC a fuel, but he didn't get all of it. So that might cost him a little bit there.
Oh, fuel bugs, pit limiter bugs. It's been a difficult, some difficult conditions, but that's racing. We can't simulate actual racing conditions changing all the time, right? But things like that, ACC just manages for us. Unfortunate. The man plugged the fuel hose in. It wasn't connected to anything. He thought he had refueled the car, but the Silverback Racing Mercedes was not refueled, and it now has fuel, but it has a long way to go to catch up. A lap behind, so quite a long way for JC to make up that gap. On board here with our leader, Chris de Wet, who has just had the most consistent piloting of this Aston Martin. The punching bag slayer when changing gears.
I must say he's had an impressive race day, keeping strong. He did fall back in a few positions, but then all of a sudden just grabbed back to first position, and he's been holding it strong once again.
Chris tried to use the Red Bull livery for this car, but unfortunately, because your spectator side doesn't have it, it doesn't work out. It's not like one of the proper. It's kind of like an exploited livery, really. So it shows up as this other team livery and shows Red Bull Racing on the as the team name, I think, as far as I know. So, Chris, if you're seeing your skin not being here, I think it's because of that. It's not really a bug. Everyone else's custom liveries will show up, which just use the standard sort of My Documents one as opposed to a JSON file.
Just take note there, Haber is not too far behind JC. So it'll be interesting to see if that podium positioning can change.
Well, I mean, it's gonna get dark very soon. I mean, we're sitting at 9 o'clock. The light visibility is starting to drop from our spectator cameras. It's pretty chill, but if you go into an onboard, you'll start to see the night sky starting to. It is getting a little bit darker here. It's 9:30 at night here in Belgium. "20 minutes left to go of the race. De Wet leads over Johan Grobler in second, JC Grobler in third, P. Gabe in fourth, Kill in fifth, Smit in sixth, Frosty in seventh, Gabe in eighth, Van Rensburg in ninth, to Blanche in 10th, Hugo in 11th, Enselin in 12th, De Goede in 13th, and Gleed now in 14th. So he's taken over from Pirelli in that BMW with their bug, and it looks like it's bugged again. It's just resetting their laps every time they seem to swap drivers. They're 30 laps behind, which is impossible considering we've done 30 laps and we've been watching their car drive the entire time, basically. So very much strange thing happening with the BMW there. Maybe we can give a little team update. So currently in first would be Smooth Operators. Second would be Silverback Racer. It would be the Solo Runner, which would be Project for Corsa. Then third, we've got Silverback Racing. Then for Gabe's team, this is TTHZA for the one driver. Hill represents himself, which is Encore Racing. Smith, also another solo runner, running for not for the ordinary NFTO. Frosty is driving for Floro Rosso. I quite like that naming convention, Frosty. You get a thumbs up from me. Gabe is the other TTHZA driver. Gabe, who is driving. Oh, we've done Gabe van Rensburg. He is driving for JTT Racing. To Blanche is driving for Kessel Racing A. B Hugo is driving for Team Hugo Maranello. I'm bad with reading names off of spreadsheets. I'm sorry.
That's definitely Marinello.
Maranello. There we go. I'm just bad. So we can just blame things up there. So I mean, Van Rensburg and Blanche, they're fighting for positions. They're 9th and 10th. So in the points, Hugo Enslin is driving for Rinaldi Racing. De Goede, De Goede driving for Kessel Racing B. And we've got Gleed, who is driving for Gleed Speed Motorsports, partnered with Mr. Marco Pirelli as their second driver. They've unfortunately had some unfortunate bug incidents, but as you can see, they're still fighting back. Late on the brakes there for Gleed on the inside of bus stop here. Sees that Aston in the rearview mirror, knows that he's got plenty of space to take that inside line. And Gleed just showing that still got the pace. No matter what bugs come through, will come through and set lap times that are going to be competitive, right? Let's go through some of the lap times here. Our best lap time, it looks like I see a 2:18.5 from Mark van Rensburg. And I think it is Mark van Rensburg with the 2:18.5 for now.
And the boat lead. Oh, just take note there, Cabra is sadly fallen 21 seconds behind JC, where he was sitting at a 14 seconds, scratching up fast, but somewhere something went a little bit not his way. Let's hope he can catch up. There is still 17 minutes on the clock. De Wit is in lap 55.
Yeah. And I think JC is closing down on Johan Grobler, but obviously still being a lap down on Johan means that he has to do a lot of work still to capitalize on it. They're basically on the same stretch of the road now, Johan and JC. So JC has to unlap himself and do another full lap to really take back second position. So 16 minutes for Grobler to just manage his time around here. Best time for Grobler, Johan Grobler, is a 2:20.9. Best time for JC is a 2:19, almost dead flat. So 2:19.029. Definitely benefiting on the pace side of things now. And look at, we'll just see the gaps. So to Blanche now separates Johan Grobler and JC Grobler, which is a back marker, currently sitting in 10th, being lapped again here by Mr. Johan. So JC will start to close this gap down. Still a little bit of a way to go before he takes back his one lap deficit, but still has to do a whole another lap to catch back up to second. So first, second, and third, it's almost feeling like it's decided at this stage. With 15 minutes to go, someone makes a massive mistake, that all changes up. Johan puts it into a wall. JC takes that place back when they have to pit. So really is anybody's race still. The last 14 minutes gets the most insane. You see drivers starting to turn on all their lights. It is getting darker. The spectator view, we get a much lighter point of view. Of course, they know that we want to spectate the cars. We don't want to just see sort of black lumps driving around with headlights. So the actual in-game lighting for the drivers will be getting a lot darker than what you see here. And the track temperature, it's dropping down. Currently sitting at 22 degrees. Current temperature of the ambient air sitting at 21 degrees. So as the track drops, as our temperature drops, our track drops. It's just dropped to 21 degrees. Oh, JC's picked up a drive-through penalty for track cutting now. Oh, that is not what Grobler needed. He has to do an entire drive through here. And all of that time that he made up to Johan Grobler for second is now being chucked away. So extending the limits too much, you get 3 warnings. And then on the 4th one, you get a drive through. So that means running your car out wide, cutting the track and gaining advantage. So maybe carrying speed through some of these sections. You see there's some concrete runoff, right? It's not grass. It also doesn't hurt you to run onto that. And that's what the game is punishing you for by extending those track limits. So JC will have to do this drive-through penalty here. And Gabba, this could be him. Is he a lap behind JC here, or is this for position?
This does look
For
like position.
It's for position. So Paul Gabba will now take 4th position from JC due to that. And look at this. You're just watching your 3rd position podium drive out onto Kemmel while you're just on the limiter. Look, he's still in the pits. Gabba is just getting such a gap here because of this drive-through penalty. It's like it's a long pit, and it's difficult to really fathom. Look at this. He still is not out.
The frustration must be kicking in there.
Yeah. And now he has to just keep cool-headed. Know that he's got the pace to take Gabba. Gabba had put in a 2:19.56 as his best time, 2:22 on his last lap. So now up to JC. Was anyone coming out of radio? No, comes out clean. On to Kemmel now. So Enslin has made his way through the pack. 15. He was in 15th with laps down. He's now made his way up into P12. So great driving coming out from Enslin, making his way through. Now going to be fighting with Hugo for position in a couple of seconds for 11th. So on board with this action, 12 minutes in, fighting at the back of the pack. That's what we like to see.
I must say, props to Inslin. He didn't have a great start. He was at the back. Some issues did pop up, but he's kept at it. He's been fighting. He was dead last. And
But I mean, it wasn't, what's sad is it wasn't even, this is the thing with team racing, it wasn't even issues that he was in control of. It was issues with his teammate Versace that then caused them to have these issues. So it's hard to sort of come from that. And Enslin now going to be going for Hugo on the inside. Enslin going to make the move. Nicely done. Hugo lets him through. And Enslin now going to get on the gas. A change in position coming through. And maybe going to be able to find himself into that 10th position if he can. I think he's on the same lap here as Steven Blanche.
Is that Hugo right behind him?
Yeah, Hugo is behind him.
Oh, that's amazing to see.
But that's not Hugo behind him, guys.
Who are we talking about? Oh,
Behind to Blanche.
no, this is Blanche. In front of Blanche. Are we talking about the car that's in front of him?
Yes, no, sorry. Do apologize. I just did not see properly.
Okay. No, that's Mr. Johan. I thought I had also misunderstood your question. I'm trying to follow the action here from JC's side. He's going to chase down onto Paul Gabba. I think the battle for that final podium position is going to be down to this last 10-minute stint. You see how dark it's starting to get now. The track temperature still remains sort of steady at 21 degrees. Currently reads as optimum. So things slowing down. Expect lap times to also drop off. It will all come down to managing tire pressures. If you are running on tires that you've used for long stints, making sure not to pick up punctures by running on curbs. All of those kind of things can just completely ruin your race in the last 9 minutes. You've been driving for 2 hours, 30 minutes. Just got to keep calm, cool, and collected.
Just take note, Hugo did take 11th position back from Inslin.
Oh, he did. What happened there with Insulin? Can we drop down to 95?
He lost a lot of spacing there.
Yeah, where is Hugo currently on track? Has he lost the place to Hugo here? Because he's currently in front of him there on track. Is he a whole lap? No, he's one lap behind Hugo.
Yeah,
He made
he's
his
one
way
lap
to
behind.
12th. I don't think he's lost the position at all. But I do remember saying he was going for 10th, so I'm doubting myself. It's been 2 hours. But currently it reads Insulin 12th, Hugo 11th, DeBlanche 10th. If there was no change in position there, we apologize.
Do take note that JC was 30 seconds behind Gerber. He's now currently 27 seconds behind. So he is making up some spacing there, trying to catch up.
Gerber is running a very, very modest fuel or engine mapping on his car. It sounds like if you go to his onboard, it sounds like he's either running a very modest fuel mapping or he is sorry, Johan Krobler. If you just go to Johan Krobler, I just want to so just go over to him. Can you hear? He sounds like he's saving fuel or his car's heavily damaged. I feel like he's doing some fuel saving here. So 7 minutes to go, might be doubting his fuel load in the car.
I'm also extremely impressed that in second place is a Ferrari.
Oh yeah, considering where we saw them qualifying, we did not expect that. But consistency trumps all car specs.
I do apologize for any background noise you guys hear from the rain. Not much I can do about that. Just bear with me.
I don't hear any background noise.
That's great.
Yeah, we should be fine for now.
Six minutes to go, almost into that last 5 minutes. It is getting dark. 10:15 here at Spa.
That final stretch.
And JC is catching on Gerber, but with 6 minutes to go, will he find himself a podium position or not? I feel like he will be pushing hard. Gerber is struggling for grip on his tires at the moment, going through the top of Radior.
We did see Frosty as well lose a bit of control there. He did go off track a little bit, but he's back on.
Yeah, problem with that is sometimes you flat spot your tires or cook them and heat them too much. So it takes a little while for them to come back to the right temperature. So Frosty just going to be careful going through that Eau Rouge radial side of things as well in car number 99. Gerber on screen at the moment. Car number 55. Currently just trying to... Oh, Frosty is struggling, guys. Down Kemmel Straight, he was almost just completely off the road. So possibly D. Gerber going to get himself a positional change if he keeps his head in the game.
As you can see now, yeah, Frosty is a bit struggling.
Yeah, so Gerber's coming down, D. Gerber's coming down Kemmel now. Frosty's just come out of finishing the next two adjacent corners. So things are heating up there. Krobler in fourth, going to be looking to try and better his position with Paul Gerber in third, right? Yeah.
I must say, quite impressed with Paul Gerber. He moved up from quite a low spot up to podium position.
Yeah, just avoiding having to do all the pit stops here at Spa is really critical. I mean, there's pit stops you want to do because you want fuel in your car, and there's all those other ones like damage and drive-throughs and stop-goes that you don't want to have to do, and it really just shows how much difference that can make. So it looks like Hugo going to be going into the pits. This may give Insulin his P11. And it will. Enslin will drive on by as Hugo starts to exit the pits. "60 laps for De Wet on the board. As the same for Johan Grobler as he goes over the start-finish line. So Hugo getting out of the pits there. Enslin in his P11. Now, I don't think gonna catch to Blanche with 3 minutes 30 to go. But a great drive to come up from the back after all the technical issues.
A good showing of sportsmanship, not giving up hope, keeping it on, and showing us that he's a driver. He can race.
Johan Grobler really is just nursing his car back. He has a gap that he's very comfortable with. He is just taking it oh so easy for Breezy. Look, his last lap, 2:29. I mean, his best lap at 2:20. So 9 seconds off of what he normally does. He's just trying to fuel save, I'm telling you.
Oh, just take note, JC was catching up to Halber. He had like a 17 seconds behind, and now he is sitting at 41 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's Mr. Haber's consistency here gonna find him that 3rd place on the podium. Just needs to nurse it round for the last couple of laps. Only 1 lap to go, I'm sure, for De Wet after this one.
To reply to the comment in chat, hello good sir, I am Shushibushi. The lead caster here is G-Max, and our operator is Drone. Thank you for popping in and enjoying the stream, and thank you for saying we're awesome. We are only trying our best.
Yeah, thanks very much. We love all the love. And we love everybody being here to enjoy this 3-hour RaceFace.Pro Enduro here in ACC. It's great to see a title like this getting love. It really does have one of the best sound designs. Final lap here for our leader. We'll stay on board, I think, here for Chris De Wet. And when he goes across the finish line, we'll switch to an outside car view when he gets to bus stop, okay? So, Chris De Wet, really, his driving has spoken more than we can really say for him. He's coming up to do his final lap here. One last time through Rouge and Radio. And he's just, I mean, look at that. He's still on the money, on the mark. Taking that as smooth as it was lap 1. So that fatigue question that we asked about, no. Chris De Wet will not get fatigued. He will drive through this race. He'll do 62 laps here at Spa by himself, solo man in the cockpit. And he really is just having a drive around. You see that little blue light in the cockpit? That's actually a night light in ACC. It's in the Blancpain cars as well. Allows you to not get that weird dizziness feeling of just seeing like a blacked out dashboard. Allows you a little bit of interior light as well. I think it's cool, like that kind of unique detail that they add in. Passing a back marker, Hugo there. Batsus getting out of the way of the leader, Chris, as he really has driven absolutely phenomenally here. No criticisms can be said. He's pitted when he's needed to. He's not needed to unnecessarily go through. Hasn't exceeded limits and just done a great drive out here. And I would love to see a printout of his lap times here, because I feel like he has just been... I would love to see it, actually. It would be just great. I think he's done a phenomenal job. So for the last time, he'll come around. We get a nice outside view of that beautiful Aston Martin as it rolls around. You see how dark it suddenly got here. 10:36 drivers coming in with 0 viz there. And last time through the bus stop chicane, Will De Wet flashes lights for us as he goes across the start-finish line. He goes across the flashing lights. They do go through. De Wet takes the win here at the 3 hours of Spa for RaceFace.
So you did a really good job. Very impressive.
Let's see Grobler. Grobler will go across the line for second. He is still a lap behind, so he's still got to cross the line. Is he done yet? Or is he just crossed the line? I'm not 100% sure. So Grobler will finish second. Paul Gerber will go what looks like will be third place. It looks like Grobler's still driving here, so still has a lap to do. De Wet just having an absolutely phenomenal drive. Going to do some donuts at the top of Radio. Paul Grobler fourth. They do have to finish their last laps here. So the race is done for our leaders, 63 laps.
As you can see, the fireworks going off in the distance.
Why is JC in the pits again?
That's a bit strange.
What is was in fourth? Gerber's overtaken him now.
No, Gerber was third. Remember, Gerber was holding the third position, and JC was trying to catch up to him.
Trying to catch up to him, and Gerber went to fourth. Okay, so they finished up the race there. That's why he's in the pits, I think. Johan Grobler wasn't across the line or was finishing a lap, so he has to finish still here. I think he's finishing off here. So can we just pull up a big timesheet? We can just run through the finishing positions. So De Wet and Kruger, well, no Kruger, just De Wet, take first position, followed up by Jay Grobler in second, Gerber third, JC Grobler and Bruno finish fourth. We then got Hill in fifth, Smith in sixth, Frosty in seventh. Van Rensburg and Engelbrecht come across in eighth position. D. Gerber finishes ninth, to Blanche in 10th, and that's your top 10. Then Enslin and Versace. Versace wasn't there for much, but Enslin did manage to find 11th overall, followed up by Hugo in 12th, De Goede in 13th, and finally Gleed in 14th.
What a race. Wow.
An absolutely phenomenally great race. I really enjoyed it, and thanks very much for having me.
That was very fun. That was great. I have learned a lot. I'm just impressed with the overall performance of everyone, the sportsmanship. Everyone can pat themselves on the back. Sadly, there was technical difficulties from the game side, but that is nothing we can do about that. All we can do is take note of it and send it through to them and hope they fix it, so we can have an even better series in the future. Thank you to all the races. Thank you to GMAX. Shout out to RaceFace. We hope to see more from RaceFace side. And yeah, thank you, Drone, for the control of the camera. GMAX for the great casting. Thank you to myself for doing my best. And yes, if you guys are looking for who we are, RaceFace, you can find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find this was also brought to you by Evo Media Productions. You can find us on all those platforms, and you can find GMAX if you want to see more of GMAX. You can find him on Twitter. I know he loves to tweet.
I do love the Twitter.
So give everyone your Twitter handle, so if they want to follow you.
At @ZA_GMAX. If you guys want to follow me there for all the race action.
And we'll see you guys in hopefully the new year with some more leagues, some more racing, and some more fun. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great Sunday. Oh, okay, we're not live anymore. We're live.